But that is so loud. Nothing else is loud but that. That is the loudest noise in existence. Meh. Hi Val. Hello, hello. How's it going? Hi Jen, how are you doing? Pokeballs only work for Pokemon. I really should turn those off, huh? And save you guys some points. I forgot about that. I can turn those off. Yes, maybe. Maybe? Stream rewards, viewer rewards, rewards. There we go. Yeah, the sound's just really low because WoW is really low, and since Opera, we are watching a video here shortly, I didn't want it to be too terribly loud. If it is loud, just let me know. But here, let me turn Pokeball off because we won't be playing Pokemon for a long while. Mega Ball. I always forget these things. I wish I had like a set that I could do, like, this is for Pokemon games, this is for RPGs, and this is for this, you know, rather than having them all on. But that is not the case. But hello, hello, how are you guys doing? Is there anything else I'm forgetting? Probably. Ba, 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 ba. I don't think I have throws on at all today, so don't waste your points on the regular throws for now. Because we're going to be watching a video and I don't want it all over the screen so people can't see, because you guys have done that many times before. Hi MC, how are you guys doing? Ba, ba, ba. I'm on my hunter today, yes. My hunter is my first character, so I figured it was fitting for the news and stuff and things. Okay, so that should be everything. Don't throw any of your stuff at me, unless you want to throw stuff at me in spirit. Disclaimer, obviously. Yeah, now the music track starts playing. It's 50-50 on ambient sound and non-ambient sound. But yeah, we're going to be watching the deep dive and stuff together. I thought it would be fun to do. As well as there's nobody online right now really to do M+. So, because most of my guild doesn't show up till the end of the night. And obviously I don't want to stream raid. Yes, Time Stranger's today in like 20 minutes, but I have to raid unfortunately, so I have to wait until tomorrow. Because apparently Steam releases early, and my copy doesn't even get here till tomorrow. It says delivery for Friday, 03. So I won't be able to play it until tomorrow, so we're just gonna watch WoW stuff. That's why I said I'll see you guys on Friday for Time Stranger. Hey E! Hello, hello, how are you today? How's it going? Yeah, I got the collector's edition, yeah. So it's not set for delivery, I guess, Bandai just being Bandai. So I won't be able to really do much with that till tomorrow. Someone did give me a key, but same thing, I have to raid tonight. 20 other people, I can't just cancel raid to go play Time Stranger, that would be really rude. I mean, I could, but I'm not going to. But yes. But yes, nice to see you lot. Nice to see you, nice to see you. I'm sitting by the flight point at the current moment, and my pets are off doing who knows whatsy. But yeah, we are just going to watch the deep dive and stuff and things. Why is everybody so shiny? This, I have no idea why everybody. I'm assuming because they're quest givers, based off the icon. Because obviously I have my UI off. It's hard to tell. Pitchfork! A crazy pitchfork. But this is where my character was when I logged in, so I'm just like, yeah. Because I was out here doing mining, I believe, and I just never moved. So here we are! Pitch pork? You gonna pork it? Oh, pork it right next to your Porsche? Farm Charms and Wilds, because yeah, they are. They are that, for sure. It's so random. I just don't like the randomness, to be honest. Oh, this bow? It's the challenge mode bow. So I may not have gotten the armor because I didn't really play during MOP, but I did get the weapons. So I have all the challenge mode transmogs for that. There was a guy with a pitchfork, Jen. The sound is very loud for me. This is our laggy city. For stuff and things. There's a lot of people here, so I don't like disturbing people, and I feel like I should probably just not be in the city because it lags really fast. Yes, it is a it's made more so for night elves, I feel. I feel like Worgen it doesn't fit with, but my character's always been a Worgen. I have never race changed this one. Also, that's probably going to go off a lot, which is going to be funsies, but I'll mute it in a minute anyway, so it's going to be fine. Trying to find a spot to sit. Oh, what's in here? I don't actually know. Okay. Oh, I remember this. This is like the hidden thing. You had to go bring stuff back to the tree. I remember that. Oh, the game audio is random because it's whenever they play noise, really. I don't really have control over that But yes, we are going to be watching a video in just a minute. I just wanted everybody to come in. My ad's about to start. So I was trying to find a spot to sit. What? Hi, Blitz. How are you doing? Oh, and congrats, Val, on your 70 stream streak, which I really hope somebody didn't lose their stream streak after yesterday. Play much WUD because of the... Ah, I see, MC. That's how I feel with MOP, because I left halfway through MOP after... Because I had joined a second guild and was raiding on my druid, and then I didn't mesh well very much with that guild, so after they fell apart, I basically had nothing else to do. So I get you. It's going? Yes, it is. It is something, isn't it? I am finding a spot to sit while I wait for my ads. I just like the waterfall. I typically will fish up here on my druid anyway. Gara, you gonna come over here? You gonna sit with me? This is why I need a house, like yesterday, so I can just sit there. As long as she doesn't fall down the mountain, I guess, we'll be fine. It'll be fine, I promise. Gara's is gonna be chillin'. So let me see if I can work my way out for that, so. Because I don't really need chat blocker if I'm not really dealing with the chat. But yes, we're going to be watching the deep dive thing as well as the Q&A for the WoW and stuff and things until I have to go raiding, basically. I also have to cook dinner today, so I will be probably pausing for that. I don't know how this will work because it's the first time I've actually done something like that, but Opera should just be really large. Yeah, so that's the video. Yeah. But yeah. Gara's more important than I am. Gara is more important. Of course she is. She is amazing. You can see her peeking out of the corner. It's fine. But yeah. It's basically the video we are going to watch stuff and things. I've been glued to the sway. Oh no. Blitz, I feel so sorry. Best of luck to you. I think ads are donezo, so I'm just gonna go ahead and start the video. I'm gonna mute the game, so that way it's not a distraction in the background. Not that it's very loud anyway. And this should work. Question mark. Probably not, but we're gonna try anyway. Hopefully you guys can hear this. I don't know how loud it's gonna be. Yeah. Yeah, 720. Sorry, Blitz. Destroy the world. I doubt it. I can't hear. Sorry. Hi, Fortune. Okay, so before they play the trailer, just to catch you up to speed on what we're doing if you just popped in, we are watching the deep dive for Midnight, which is like the new expansion that's coming out, as well as the Q&A. And while I'm waiting to play my Hunter a little bit afterwards. Just for funsies. I also haven't watched this yet, and it's kind of like a reaction video, but yeah. High Fortune, and throws her off for the video, obviously. I really need to have like a macro. Like I said, I wish they had a thing where you could just be like, oh, today I want throws on, today I don't. But there's like 15 different programs and stuff like that. So it's a video watch along kind of thing. First time I'm actually trying to do this on stream. So we're gonna just see how it goes. Alright? We're gonna learn together. I don't know why it's in 720. That's the only thing I'm like, I wish it was 1080, but at least 1080 would be nice. Let me go all the way up to 4K. I don't think that's gonna help you guys on stream though, because my monitor is 4K, so it's like I'm trying to do 4K but can't. But yeah, it's just a watch along. We're just gonna see what they got, because they posted this yesterday, I believe. Very loud still. This is alpha footage, which alpha came out recently. Oh, you know, that is a good point. You guys can play the video yourself afterwards for that. Which I believe I have to restart this because I just realized that Opera's not gonna actually save. This is why I said it's the first time I've tried to do this kind of thing, and Opera's not gonna save to the VOD. So VOD's gonna be like, what is happening? Why can't I hear the sound? But that's fine. Remind me to turn it off afterwards, chat, because I won't remember. But here we go. This is the deep dive. I normally watch stuff in 2x speed. But for you guys, I'm just gonna let it play unless you guys don't mind 2 times. Because I am one to do this. I don't think there's a brand new cinematic, so it should be fine.
Here at the end of The War Within, the first dramatic chapter of the World Soul Saga, we've seen the adventure take us into the depths of the world, and even the worlds cast out in the great dark beyond. We've seen our villain Xal'atath running around and amassing untold power. We've seen her siphon the energies of Dalaran, and even those, the black blood beneath Azj-Kahet.
Xal'atath is the big bad we're fighting.
The power,
in case you have no idea what's going on.
So the question remains, what will she do with all that power? And what are her intentions relative to our precious World Soul? So now, as midnight descends, and the second, darker chapter of our trilogy begins, Xal'atath has returned to Azeroth, leading an army known as the Devouring Host, intent on snuffing out the light of the Sunwell and plunging the world into darkness. You, the heroes of Azeroth, will be set on a collision course with Xal'atath to save not only Azeroth itself, but everything that is.
And I've been debating like going and checking out the alpha, but I just don't have time with Time Stranger coming up, so I'll wait till it goes into beta.
Our Midnight Alpha, we'd like to give you all a deep dive into what's in store. We want to recap everything we've shared so far, along with some brand new details. Today we're going to talk about the story of Midnight, as well as the zones, dungeons, delves, and raids that await if you want to save our world from Xal'atath. We're also going to talk about some big new features coming in Midnight, like Prey and the Devourer Demon Hunter specialization. And of course, let's not forget housing. Thank you so much for joining us today. And as always, thank you for being a part of this amazing community, for choosing to spend your time in Azeroth and with each other. Now, without further ado, let's see what's in store for our home away from home. After all, it's nearly midnight.
Nearly midnight? I don't think so. I should have played this, like, at midnight.
Sky, a surging vortex of shadow and chaos. Xal'atath has returned, wielding the dark heart she cast
that's her.
once tranquil lands. Her all-consuming goal, devour the heavens, blot out all light, and bring about her midnight.
Hi, Pineapple.
It is in the shadow of this swirling storm that the defenders
Hi,
of
hi.
Azeroth must rally once more. For peace, for the light, for the good. This is not
It's my first time seeing this as well, so.
At the sunlight, that eternal bastion of light and hope, Lady Liadrin and Lord Hematheron lead the Blood Elves as they prepare to make their final stand. Because across all worlds and all stories, one thing never changes. Home is worth fighting for.
Valid.
Welcome to World of Warcraft Midnight.
And this is why I want to make a Blood Elf.
Isle of Quel'Thanas.
Well,
In the
a max Blood
aftermath
Elf.
of Xal'atath's invasion, the Sunwell surges with light, calling out to all heroes of Azeroth for aid, while the vile creatures of the Void wage a relentless assault in the hopes of extinguishing it once and for all. Flying monstrosities attack from darkened skies, and malign foes manifest without warning to wreak havoc across the plateau. Stand true with the champions of Azeroth as they mount a desperate defense against this invasion. For if the Sunwell falls, so too does the world.
Dun dun dun! In every, like, Warcraft ever for that. But this is the whole reason I wanted to, like, make a Blood Elf in the first place. So for, like, Legion Remix, we'll be, making a Blood Elf Demon Hunter, I think, first, and then a Night Elf Druid at least, and then playing Legion with those. So that way I can have a max level Blood Elf again, because the last Blood Elf I had was a Blood Elf Paladin named Lapvox, and she is level 60. I haven't really leveled a Blood Elf since, so it'd be cool to see if there's, like, extra lore just hidden in here for Blood Elves only, as well as there's more city for the Horde. But I do have, like, a couple different Horde characters with my Shaman and my oh snap, do I only have my Shaman? I guess I do. What does the fox say? It's the only one I have. That's max level. Well, I guess we'll have to level some more Hordes.
Leads you directly into Silvermoon City. But not the one you know.
Oh no, shift is
The
Horde.
renewed light of the Sunwell symbolizes
You right.
Silvermoon's revitalization, shining
My other
bright,
druid.
fully restored to a thrumming, living capital. Familiar landmarks gleam with fresh polish, while new areas like the Sanctum of Light and the Garden of Remembrance offer countless nooks and stories to explore. Inside the city walls, the threat of Xal'atath's war draws the Alliance and Horde into wary cooperation, with shared spaces hosting common services like trainers, the auction house, vendors, and more. Around
Do Alliance get to use this at all?
so the Alliance allegiance should tread lightly or risk being attacked on sight. Outside the city walls, however, is where your role
Gonna be a lot of dead bodies.
really begins to take shape.
A lot.
The Sunwell infuses Eversong Woods with restorative energy, healing much of the damage of wars past and filling the zone with new growth and new life. All of what you remember of this lush, thriving forest is here. But Eversong is also a reimagined landscape of increased scale and greater beauty. Most noticeably,
It is very
the
pretty,
Eversong
I
Woods
must
are now
say.
joined into one large zone.
Very pretty
which is
upgrade.
itself joined to the Eastern Kingdoms. Eversong's flourishing fluorescence is not without complication.
Show me the new druids!
Is a boon to the environment. Its surging power causes pockets of
Test
light,
Devour?
small groves of light
You didn't get Alpha?
to experience surges of their own. The light bloom's rampant propagation, if left unchecked, threatens to smother all life under an overgrown tangle. Your adventures through Eversong will have you investigating the light bloom, dealing with the aftermath of a hawk strike
Ah,
in the wild,
he's so cute.
helping a suspicious apothecary with questionable motives, untangling the secrets of two feuding nobles, and even getting caught up in a sinister murder plot, alongside Magister Umbric.
Yeah.
The secrets of the void.
I do have an undead warlock somewhere.
It is up to you how your story progresses.
Oh, I see, Pineapple.
With 3 available paths you can tackle in any order.
I don't have time at the moment, so I'll probably check out the beta as well.
Investigate the gnarled hidden roots of Harandar.
This.
Accompany Arator on his
I want
journey
that.
to better understand the light, the void, and himself. Zulaman finds the Amani Troll Empire at one of its lowest points. The homeland of warlord Zuljin, Zulaman was once a place where Loa bestowed to the Amani their godly strength, and were devoutly revered in kind. The temples still stand, weathered but proud. The eagle, the lynx, the dragonhawk, and the bear. Ascend
Bah.
swept sky-scraping peaks, explore ruins shrouded in fog, traverse stormy wilds teeming with vicious beasts, and accompany Zuljara, granddaughter of Zuljin, and the pragmatic pillar of strength now leading the Amani.
I wonder if they're ever gonna bring him back.
Her people from void-aligned cultists and the monsters they revere. The Amani are invaluable allies in the defense against Xal'atath's invading force.
Got to be War Tree for like
For their
2
own,
days.
They will help you fight for yours. At the confluence of the world tree's roots
Harandar.
lies an impossible primordial jungle known as Harandar. It is here that Azeroth's entire history wraps, twists, and braids, a literal entanglement of all that has been and all that will be. Harandar
The heck is this thing?
Powerful growth, vital towers, glowing moss bridges, and entire
It's like
villages
a
sprout from
dinosaur
wild, organic
with a
fabric.
mushroom head.
The pulsing heart of this knotted tangle is the cradle, once the domain of a nascent goddess, long vanished, and now the home of the Haranir, who have for generations lived secretly under its soothing light. The reclusive Haranir are a proud and insular people. They have long avoided interfering in matters of the world.
Just give me the druid forms.
Zalatat's destructive ambition does not stop at the surface, and the Haranir can no longer afford the luxury of neutrality. There is another way you can help with the defense of Azeroth against Zalatat's cruel machinations.
High soul player.
Eretor, son of Corallian and Illyria Windrunner, on a continent-spanning journey in the hopes of bolstering the Sunwell and strengthening the vanguard of the light. This story-driven adventure finds you traveling with Eretor as he searches for sacred relics and attempts to peel back the mysteries of the void, all while grappling with his own relationships to his family and the light. Eretor's mission brings new experiences to familiar locations. Defend Light's Hope Chapel from an attack by Scourge forces. Fight through the darkened corridors of Scarlet Monastery to put to rest those who would pervert the light for their own nefarious gain. And work with Sunwalker Desco in Hammerfall to help Eretor in discovering the paladin he aspires to become. Eretor's story reaches its climax in the shadow of Blackrock Mountain, when alongside the Sons of Lothar, he must face the weight of his father's legacy and decide once and for all whether he is willing to rise to meet it.
Is that a good or a bad thing?
Shadow in Maelstrom, and the epicenter of Zalatat's power, Voidstorm.
Too much light or too much darkness?
Stormfields twist and fold its space. Gravity becomes untethered and tethers again.
Are we tired of the purple zones yet?
Domnar stalk the storm, each one as unique and ancient as it is hateful and hungry. They carry on their eternal hunt for power under the black gaze of 3 enormous nexus points, hubs of the malicious dark energy Zalatat draws upon to fuel her void spar and conduct her unyielding assault against the Sunwell. Join Azeroth.
Well, I don't mind that they have done this a big chunk of lore information. I guess it's not really explaining too terribly much. It's just giving you a basic idea for what is in the new expansion. But this is a lot of information at once about every single zone. So, or the purple room, or the purple boss. Yeah, exactly. I'm like, are we not done with purple? This has been how many times now? Have they only done purple raids and stuff? And then for the dungeon rotation and stuff like that, which I'm assuming is in this video, because I did see a couple snippets online, but I don't know. We're only, what, halfway through the video? Not even. And there's just been a lot of lore things dumped on you immediately. Here's this zone, this zone, this zone, and the basic storyline in each.
Champions and the Void Elves in their quest to understand what powers this storm and stave off its approach.
Which is fine, by the way, it's fine. Is this a house?
For the weary, the Argentina.
No.
Sanctuary is now a not-so-secret tavern haven for Horde and Alliance alike. A big, cozy space filled by music, chatter, and life.
Maisie, in your opinion?
Cold, the Argentina is its opposite, a warm spark in the heart of every patron. It is a place to gather with friends.
We'll discuss that after.
In the atmosphere of a well-traveled watering hole. As a crossway for people of all kinds, the Argentina also serves as a source of new adventures. Familiar faces stop by here.
This is the Garrison 2.0.
And offering quests that send you far across Azeroth in search of relics of the past. Follow the course they set for you to discover a fresh perspective on familiar locations. Zalatat is determined in her destiny, an unrelenting foe with an army that never sleeps. But you can't live every moment in grim.
Why is he in a wheelchair?
Argentina is always here. Should you find yourself in need of a little respite.
Khadgar, why? I didn't think he broke both his legs.
Of the void and the knowledge and power to stop it are not to be found only on the surface. For true deliverance, as always, hides in snarled labyrinths.
Oh, I love the Loa.
Temples, deadly ruins. These delves, dungeons, and raids.
Is he really? I haven't seen him since.
From which strength is not just earned, but taken.
Where is he?
Darkened world, hide myriad delves overflowing with incalculable danger.
This thing looks like Godzilla. Oh, that's cool. Okay, I'm excited for that.
Fight against the surge of the void's attack.
He's in Dornegal? Really? Oh, I did not know that. It's been a while.
Who uses summoned voidwalkers as weapons against your stand.
Oh, can I have this thing as a pet or a mount or something?
And one seasonal nemesis delve when midnight launches.
That's straight up Godzilla. You can't tell me otherwise.
Is a powerful new companion with a rogue-minded
Valyria!
The DPS, her killing spree ability has her moving through the shadows to lash out at multiple enemies. As a healer, she
way better than Bran.
To rip away the life force of enemies into orbs you can collect to heal. And as a tank, she uses your first mistake to taunt and do damage over time to any enemy that turns their back on her to attack her ally. Valyria is also a prolific provider of poison.
Excuse me?
Depending on her role, empower you with more damage, better avoidance, increased speed, and more.
And more. Like she's I'm sorry. It's so funny with the brand memes. I am gonna miss the brand memes, but I'm sure everybody will make new ones with Valyria for sure. But I'm always running as a tank, so I'll never get to see her actually But yeah, I guess I could run my hunter and just see what it does. I'm not exactly sure on that, but that's pretty funny. I do have to stand up every once in a while, or I'll get kicked from the game. But I had no idea he was in a wheelchair in Dornegal. It's been a very long time since I've done the initial quest lines. Maybe I'll do one before the new patch. But then again, all the add-ons are going away, so who knows? All the add-ons are being deleted in soon, TM.
Eventually lead you down darker paths, paths that end in overgrown corridors and ruin-stricken relics, forgotten places of powers best left unstirred. Yet these dungeons promise to be worthy of the peril, should you have the courage to overcome the challenges within. Windrunner Spire, the former residence of the Windrunner family, haunts the skyline of Eversong Wood's western shore.
I do like the dungeons, though. They look cool.
Sylvanas and Ilaria imbues its halls with a sullen, spiteful energy. The restless spirits bound to this animosity.
If we don't see Sylvanas, I swear.
Among these spirits walks the Windrunner's soul brother, Lirith, who needs your help in quelling this restlessness and clearing his once great home of hate. Serenity, however, is not so easily claimed. There are other forces that seek dominion over this domain.
Yeah, if it's actually good, Pineapple. Yeah.
Claims the dilapidated gardens of the Spire as a nest for her young. She is fiercely territorial, answering intruders with both talon and flame.
Oh, she's pretty. I hope she's a mount too.
And her loyal abomination Latch lead a band of fanatical undead in a hunt for relics tied to Sylvanas. They meet outside interference with a mix of shadowy magic and brute strength. Commander Trolloc, a merciless orc who oversaw countless conquests during the Second War that took Lirith Windrunner's life, stalks the Spire with an insatiable bloodlust. Since being slain in vengeance by Ilaria, Trolloc knows only torment and the desire to pass it on. The restless heart.
Ooh, that cat's probably tameable.
And suffering born from the conflict of the Windrunner sisters envelops all who remain in turbulent turmoil. This swirling spectre takes the form of a ranger, combining the power of the wind with volleys of arrows to cut down the uninvited. Windrunner Spire was, at one point, a living embodiment of family and of legacy. With the help of Lirith and your allies, you can make it so once more. 7 more dungeons await you.
So they're just talking about the one dungeon, I guess, in this one, but that was only 3 bosses again, right? So it's the same as Ecodome. So might have a new favorite. I might get to spam something else. But yeah, Pineapple, that's kind of the double-edged sword, is with them doing the CD stuff. I really hope they make something in-game that's easier to see, especially for me being colorblind. I really can't do purple on purple anymore. It would be really nice. That's why I have to use sound-based add-ons for some of my stuff, just because I can't see the mechanic. So I really hope they fix that, or just make it like Final Fantasy Trials or something. You have the giant circle, and when the circle goes away, you can just stand in it, but I don't think they're going to go as that far. It is nice that they are reducing the usage of add-ons, though. I do like that. Just make it so you can easily tell what the boss is doing, and we should be good to go. That's the only thing I will say on that. Because for me, you guys can tell the difference when I play on my Druid and my Demon Hunter. My Druid has more add-ons just because I wanted to try and make it look pretty and all this other nonsense. It doesn't really need all those. So you can just take those away, and I think the only thing I am required to have for Raid is Loot Council, and then we're using the weak auras because nobody wants to do the actual math for like where to stand for Tectis boss kind of deal. So I think those are the only like 2 add-ons that I use for that specifically. Other than that, it's just tracking like rares, outdoorsy stuff for like mounts and pets and things like that. So it's not really in content, I guess.
In midnight, each one crawling with the cutthroat.
Ooh, I want to see through bear form. Can I have that?
The Den of Nalorak and Mysara Caverns in Zulaman, Blinding Veil in Harandar, and the Voidscar Arena and Nexus Point Zenith in Voidstorm. The most tyrannical and
Oh, now we're going to talk about the raids. I'm really excited about this because they're going to have multiple different raids at the same time, and they haven't had that since, like, Kata. Or it's probably, for me, I remember it being in Kata, but they said there was a mop as well for, like, HOF was also released at the same time as Terrace, which I think it was, but our guild just did one or the other. We didn't do both, so mechanics should also be reduced to simpler. Yes, exactly. I think Ecodome is, like, so good, and it does telegraph very, very well in there. It's just it's purple and purple. If they would have changed it so more visible on the last boss, that is the only thing I will say for that, because if you use the Inky Potion, it's like perfect. You can see everything, you can get out of all the mechanics. It's really nice, but other than that, it's really hard to see your souls and where your waves are going at the same time, though the waves are the only thing to dodge. I will give them that. So hey, if they can make it work, we're just going to have to see, because obviously they're going to be getting rid of add-ons at the end, I believe, of the, like, pre-patch, not actual expansion, so Yes, it does. Blizz is just horrible about the color combos. That's true. I really wish they would consider, because I'm even using colorblind mode, and I still can't tell the difference. I could use the extremity for using like Try. Try would probably help me quite a bit because it's like really, really bright green for certain things. So that could probably help me a little bit more, but those are all purple. I don't think the color would really change for that. But we know they love their red on red mechanics and stuff like that. They just need better telegraphs. Final Fantasy 14 also had to redo some of their mechanics for that. But you know when to stack in Final Fantasy. You know when to get away from everybody. They have specific icons above the players' heads and stuff like that. So I hope WoW does something. Something a little bit more telling.
Of Azeroth work their dark deeds from within Midnight's 3 new raids. The Void Spire, where 6 bosses hold court over the heart of the void.
Ah, I love this thing.
Massing vanguard of the light as it readies to storm the walls.
I want.
That stronghold. The Dream Rift, where you must join in the hunt for an undreamt god that never should.
It better be a mount.
Down half-birthed abominations that lash out against existence itself. And the march on Quelled and Us, an encounter still shrouded by the fog of war beyond the known presence.
And the
of
phoenixes are so pretty.
corrupted phoenix, who stakes a ceaseless watch over the entrance to the chambers beyond.
Void or light, guys?
To end all of Azeroth, to rend the world in the squall of a black tempest. But the extraordinary power it carries does provide
this thing.
to those heroes willing to embrace it.
Can I have that as a form?
Bend the void to their will, ripping void fragments from their enemies and using them as the power source for cataclysmic spells.
I don't know if I'll like this.
Armed with a summonable void scythe, darting in and out of the fray as they dance on the line between control and chaos.
You gotta try it before you knock it, though.
Slash work in concert. Dash into melee range to deliver a series of crushing void scythe attacks, then use vengeful retreat to escape the enemy's reprisal. You can also start this combo off with a void charged the hunt. Metamorphosis transforms you into a familiar state of cursed power. The more you feed it, the longer it lasts. Ride the wave of annihilation by tearing apart souls.
That's totally Godzilla.
Reap is a sweeping scythe attack that consumes all of your soul fragments for one massive burst of damage. Use Void Ray to cut through enemies in a straight line and leave them smoldering. Collapsing Star channels the immense energy of a dying star, focusing it into one single destructive blast. The more you cast it during your Void Metamorphosis, the stronger it gets. Demon Hunters also find themselves with new disciples in Midnight. Void Elves are sharpening their warglaives and joining the hunt.
Void gloves as well. Yeah, I know. I've seen a couple things for the... It's just... I don't know why Blizzard is doing their weird PR stuff with, like, trying to get all the information. There's apparently a bunch of shorts that were also released about, like, their abilities and stuff like that, but I never got to see those. I would feel better playing it anyway, but yeah, it's gonna be very interesting. Yeah, I mean, there is Havoc. That's always the double-edged sword. At least they didn't do another AUG. I just don't know why. It would have been really cool if they had, like, a healer Demon Hunter spec. That would have been better. But I don't think Demon Hunters get to heal. And then add the Evoker, like, tank. And that would be great. Still think they missed the ball on that one, too. But we'll see. We'll see. Once you get a hand on it, it'll be fine. I promise.
The dire threat of Midnight, the Haranir join the fight for the surface as the next
And then we'll never see it again, like AUG.
organic world. Theirs is a culture shaped not by cities or by conquest, but by the roots, the stones, the quiet pulse of the deepest breath of the world. Their armor, their weapons, their skin, all are infused with the inner light of organic power. Even the mightiest primordial predator in Harandar knows to fear the telltale...
I'm excited for these. It's my new druid.
They are primal, ferocious hunters, a force of nature unto themselves, who possess the racial ability to travel along the roots of the world, from Harandar to any world tree, or from anywhere.
Slave throw style? Yeah, that would be nicer. It would be. A ranged Demon Hunter spec.
Including those of the warrior, hunter, rogue...
But it's a red mage, basically.
Mage, warlock, monk, and druid. The last of which has all new forms that reflect the...
So this is the druid forms. This right here. Is this an otter? Is that supposed to be travel? Because this would be flight form, yeah? This would be boomkin. Very interesting boomkin form. I'm assuming this is travel, because this is cat. This would be bear. This is tree. That's, aquatic. Okay. I can see that. Then they don't have, like, a raptor? I guess you would just be a stag or something, then? Because this is cat form. This is bear form. This is tree. Aquatic. Boomkin. Travel. So what is the travel, like, ground mount? Maybe they don't have a new one. But this is cool. I like this. I like the bat, especially. Flying is also ground. Oh, like a wyvern. Oh, that would be cool. I would enjoy that. Oh, man, this makes me... I guess you could, if you do have the glyph, it would probably go into one of these, right? Because that's like one of my biggest things for like race changing. I've never really raced. I've race changed once to go to from Horde to Alliance at one point, but that was it. And I was a Tauren for a while on TAC, but I might just go do it again for this, just to have the form. It's a bat! You know bats are one of my favorite animals.
Menia's unique connection to those hidden parts of the earth.
Oh, that's so cool. That's gonna be so
There's a
great.
secret
I love it.
initiative run out of Silvermoon City by Astalor Bloodsworn, a blood elf with what some might call a colorful past.
Play.
Astalor is after one thing: anguish, a powerful magic siphoned from Azeroth's deadliest threats, and he's offering generous compensation to heroes who are courageous or foolhardy enough to go chase it. Astalor's lair in Murder Row is your base of operations for Prey, the place where you pick your targets, track your progress, and collect your rewards, including cosmetics,
Sounds like bounties to me.
titles, and housing items. The deeper you go, the harder the challenges, and the more you unlock. Prey has 3 difficulties. Normal, which serves as an introduction to the
Ooh,
system,
okay.
along with offering plenty of challenge. Hard,
Oh, I'm
with
excited.
demeanor, and the encounters more intense.
Wait, did he have his sword stuck through his hand? It looks like it's stabbed through there, but I'm assuming he's holding it. I'm assuming it's alpha footage, okay? Nothing is set in stone.
Along with offering plenty of challenge.
It looks like it's just stabbed.
And the encounters more intense. And Nightmare, which is just
Oh,
about
that's
the
great.
to gain intimate knowledge of Midnight's many new and scenic graveyards. Prey
Scenic.
will ambush you at any time, whether you're questing, exploring, or minding your own business. Each time you defeat your target, you increase your advantage by tiring them out and buying time to find whatever dark hole they're hiding in. Higher difficulties incorporate torments, personal afflictions that only impact you.
This is going to be a very interesting system.
Like creating an AoE damage puddle under recently deceased foes, or haunting you with a bloody spirit that deals lethal damage when it catches you. A torment can also manifest in the form of Astalor's impatience, forcing you to make a kill within a specific time limit before Astalor simply extracts his payment from you. Prey targets are
Oh, I don't like time limits.
deadly. Medus the Sunbreaker, a disgraced blood elf whose reckless magic is a threat to Silvermoon and everyone near it. High Vindicator Vareem, a zealot who believes the void can only be defeated by covering the entire world in holy flame, and is ready to put that belief to the test. Executed Arcanius, a sadistic dominar whose primary hobby is murdering anyone foolish enough to challenge his martial prowess.
With his sword stuck in his hand.
Predictability and challenge to your journey through midnight. But be warned, there's a reason Astalor isn't chasing these targets himself.
Of course not. No, no.
So tread the warm paths and soaring skyways of Azeroth.
I really do think Prey is going to be a very interesting system. Any extra content is good, right? Delves got really boring after, the first month? Just doing them over and over and over again. So any new content is good content, especially for those who don't do raiding or don't have friends or anything and want to do M+, that kind of stuff. Anything is good for them. And I like just having something to log in and do for 15 minutes rather than doing a full dungeon for 30 or going into a raid and spending 3 hours in there. So it's nice to have some options for sure. I just want to see the rewards, like getting the different mounts and stuff from it, probably. That's the only really thing I care for. I don't really care for cosmetics, but that's just me, as per normal. And I wonder how it's going to work for a tank. Like, am I going to be able to kill them? Am I not going to be able to kill them? I won't really die to them ambushing me, I don't think, as a tank, but I guess we'll just have to see.
It is more than a world, more than story, character, or conflict. Azeroth is, and always will be.
Yeah, up to date. Yeah, up to date.
Midnight is dedicated to that ineffable feeling of being part of something bigger, of something.
Like, that's the thing. If all these systems that they're going to put into place, if they don't give you, like, good updates and, like, consistent updates, then it's going to make you cry inside. And for housing, we already know for the first, like, 2-3 weeks, I'm going to be stuck here building a house for my druid, and my demon hunter is just going to live on the top floor. Because they're both, like, trees and night elves-y kind of thing, so it's going to be great. Our guild is currently discussing where they want to live, and it looks like we're going for Duskwood. So we get to live in Spooky City. It would be great. I don't know how that's going to work when they come out. At least I'll have a house in like Final Fantasy where it takes so long to get one.
Of living a real life as a true part of a real world. Housing in WoW is built to give you boundless self-expression in the place you call yours.
This is ridiculous, the customization.
Customization. Place, rotate, scale, and move items to your heart's content.
Look, a Christmas tree!
Or changing a coat of paint or choosing a different picture frame. It's a sandbox for your imagination. World of Warcraft has over 2 decades of content.
Too many
time
hours.
spent in Azeroth over the years will yield a bounty of housing rewards. Milestones like completing your Legion.
What's everybody's hours in the chat? You can leave it in the comments below as well. Like, how many hours you got in this game? How many days? I think I have over 3,000 if you count all my characters together.
or finishing completionist achievements like Back to the Beyond will award
Too
house
many.
items
10
postcards.
years.
You'll also earn decor through Dungeons and Raids.
E.
meditation
Yeah, I
rooms,
know. Final
achievements,
Fantasy. Do
quests,
Final Fantasy for
puzzle
you.
endeavors, the auction house, holidays and live events, and crafting. All professions from all expansions can craft decor. Search the world for lumber, a
That's
new
nice.
gathering resource, and use it to craft decorations that can be bought and sold on the auction house. Many housing-specific items can be done.
It's a lot of hours, yeah. A lot of days.
Imagine your dream home. Collect and craft the decor to bring it to reality. Then tweak it until it's
You can do like /time played and it'll tell you on each character. The problem is it doesn't tell you for all of your characters, so you would literally have to go on every single character you have, put how many days it is, and then add them all up. Which is why I don't really do it. I could tell you on my hunter right now, which is my oldest character, but I'll do that after.
just right. Floor plans are flexible.
If you remind me.
Rooms to create multi-floor structures. A variety of room types and shapes are available.
Well, customization is crazy for this.
Hallways, as well as some more
Yeah, EC, there you go. There you go.
Advanced mode takes the toolset even further, allowing you to adjust each piece of decor exactly as
Steam
you
tells you.
rotate,
It's nice.
float, scale, and more to make your home a perfect reflection of your taste. And that's just the inside. The outside of your house is
Yeah, 2 accounts. I also have 2.
how you want it on your plot.
Because I had to be what is it called? RAF? I did RAF to myself, basically, to get them out back in the day. So I bought like a separate account, so I have like 3 characters over there. Just so I could get the rewards for RAF.
Add fountains, statues,
Because I don't actually have friends.
change out your windows, pick the perfect chimney, add a tower, and decide on the door.
Nah, 500's mediocre.
Exterior plots also have the same advanced mode as interiors for even more modifications.
Ooh, a flamingo.
At Midnight's official launch, you'll have a choice between exterior themes based on orcs, humans, blood elves, and night elves. These aren't just skins; they're full architectural styles with unique.
That's true, E.
options. Orc homes feature high roof.
That is, I have friends now, is what I should say.
Human homes are rustic with sturdy stone walls, warm wooden floors, and colorful banners.
That's so pretty.
To unlock more flexibility, new rooms and floors, bigger house sizes, increases in the number of spots for decor, and more. Every house is in a shared zone known as a neighborhood, where you and others can show off your homes, build community, and participate in rolling challenges to earn housing rewards. Neighborhoods feature a wide variety of biomes, from spooky forests and coastal plains in Founders Point to lush oases and windless bluffs in Razor Wind.
I want the spooky.
All
Give me the
have different
spooky.
kinds of plots. Some are secluded and quiet, while others are clustered for the socially vibrant. Your neighborhood is faction-coded in its aesthetics, but not faction-exclusive in its residency. You have the choice between 2 types of neighborhood. Private neighborhoods where guilds or groups of friends can form their own space. Public neighborhoods where you'll find a home among friends you haven't met yet. Private
Good luck in
neighborhoods
that wild space.
neighborhoods which scale to
That is kind of crazy. All my friends are in EU. Ha! Oh, that's a wild time. I only have 1 EU character. That's it right now.
roster and charter neighborhoods, which are capped at 50 homes and are perfect for tight-knit communities.
50 homes, that's
Some
it?
Neighborhood-wide activities that bring everyone together to complete tasks, unlock themed decorations, and contribute to helping your neighborhood evolve. Participate in endeavors to earn house XP and community coupons that give you access to exclusive
Coupons!
Above all, housing is designed to help you find your perfect space and transform it to your own fantasy haven. To create your own home, sweet home.
And there you have it. Thank
That's
you
gonna
so
be
much
interesting.
to the World of Warcraft team for joining us for this overview of Midnight. And if
Beep.
you just saw you can't wait to get your hands on housing, don't
There's a
worry,
peep in the
it's on its
background.
way If you have Midnight in early December of this year. Thank you again, and we'll see you in Azeroth.
He's still there. Little bird. But that is so interesting. I wonder how we're gonna do that for the guild. Because they were talking about what plot to buy. Do you have to buy it? That's gonna be the question. Or is the guild master gonna be like going through and being like, you live here, here, and here? Like, I don't want to live just by certain people. But we'll see. You know, for season. Oh, I see. I got you. That makes sense. My EU account, I get so much ping on it now, which is weird because I got less ping in California. I don't know how that works, but sure. Can you have multiple homes? Can I buy a C home as well? Go visit. Lore walking updates. I like Lore Walker's show. Casing webs. The UI here. Okay.
Friends, we hope you've enjoyed this deeper look.
It's gonna be interesting.
But as you can see, this fight is far from over. The drums of war thunder once again.
It's like Thrall.
Now, more than ever.
Same voice actor. I think it's gonna autoplay the next one, or it should. Yeah, because this one should be next, but I guess I could just click on it as well. They were smart with that. They were like, yeah, we're gonna do that, but I had made a playlist just in case they didn't do that. But yeah, we are also gonna watch the Q&A, which is going through a bunch of other stuff and things, which I don't know if that's going to really be a thing for that. But yeah, that was the first one done, and then this would be the second bit. I don't know if this video they're also gonna talk about the dungeons and stuff, because I did see like the dungeon rotation because somebody had posted it. I get bits and bobs, like I said, for Twitter, so I'm gonna call it Twitter forever. I'm sorry, not sorry.
Midnight Q&A. I'm Randy Jordan, and I go by Kyvax on the Warcraft community team. We recently asked WoW players on forums and social media sites to...
Is that your character name?
You delivered. So, we've got 3 leaders of the WoW development team here. Please introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm Ian Hasikostas, Game Director on WoW.
Hi, my name is Paul Cubitt. I'm Associate Game Director on World of Warcraft, working on the Midnight expansion.
Hi, I'm Maria Hamilton. I'm the Design Director for WoW.
I'm glad that they're finally doing this, because they should have done this before they did the what do you call it? Was it Gamescom? Gamescom, where they released all the information everywhere that nobody had any idea what they were talking about. They should have just sat down, recorded a video like this, and put the video out. But yeah. Give me 1 sec to head to the bathroom. And just to double check. I'm sorry, that was priceless. That was absolutely priceless. Oh, God. That's amazing. Anyway, what was I saying before that? Don't apologize if people have a problem. I mean, yeah, that's true. I have a bad habit of apologizing always, because that's the way I was raised. You were wrong always. But that's okay. Anyway, we are going to watch this video. I'm going to jump again just to be safe and things. And then we're going to watch this one as well, just to see if we can get the whole picture.
But I want to get right to them.
Because they're probably going to answer my questions, because I have a bajillion questions.
It actually said, during a game review, it was mentioned that Horde players would be able to use Alliance-style housing exteriors and vice versa. However, in a recent blog post, it was stated that the housing styles would be faction-locked. Can we get clarification on that?
Yes, there was a bit of confusion definitely around the Gamescom messaging there. As we just saw
Gamescom,
in
yeah.
the video, the neighborhoods ultimately are anchored in specific locations in the world. If you are in the Alliance neighborhood, you are on the outskirts of Stormwind in the Elwyn area. If you are in the Horde neighborhood, you're on the outskirts of Orgrimmar. While private neighborhoods can be cross-faction, you can have your guildmates, you can have your friends of the opposite faction move in, the general setting, the exterior houses there are going to reflect the location. the NPCs that are wandering around the neighborhood.
So that's why you gotta choose.
Place in the world. Maybe something that we revisit down the line, but for the time being, if you're in the Horde neighborhood, the home exteriors need to reflect the Horde aesthetic. Take that up with the Orgrimmar HOA if there's a concern.
Things wandering around. A player named KK on the
We're gonna make an HOA.
asked, I know there are plans for combat pets to appear in housing. Are there also plans for hunter pets?
Yes, so pets are something in general that we are working towards.
Better be.
Battle pets won't be available to be placed just yet. I think something that we need to solve to make that work on the engineering side is actually making sure that they can path and move comfortably around whatever configuration of
Oh,
object
yeah, that's true.
So we are planning on delivering that shortly after launch. Alongside that, we do want to add the ability to place your mounts in your mount collection. You want to, have them on a hitching post.
They're not gonna have that at launch. Sad.
Probably trickier. Those are character specific, and housing is an account-wide system really tied to your warband. And so, pulling from specific characters, hunter pet stable would probably be much more challenging. I'll never say never, but that's not in the plans currently.
Ah.
Jerky on Reddit asked,
That makes me very sad because it's like, if you want, that means that they're. Does that mean that they're not going to allow you to have your other characters in there with you? Because I'm really sad about that. If someone tries to be a HOA while I'm decorating my house, some words, yeah. Yeah, they're talking about it in Guild actually an hour ago about starting an HOA and going through the entire process of what your house should look like when, and I'm just like, yo, who's gonna enforce that? We're all lazy. We're not gonna actually do that.
how will the trading post housing items
Somebody's probably gonna take up that mantle though.
trading post? Will we have to buy
Just
them?
like HR.
We want a set of 4 in our house. Will there be a 10-chair bundle for a set price, or will the purchase give us infinite amount of chairs?
This is something we spent a good amount of time thinking about. There's going to be lots of ways that you can get decor starting in 11.2.7 and then into Midnight through achievements, through crafting, through completing just the campaign of Midnight and so on. And we ran into a lot of the same questions that you asked, the person who asked this question. Yes, and for that reason, we're not going to have them on the trading post. At least for the first few months, there should be plenty of other ways that you can start gathering.
So many
And then you
options.
won't have to make that hard decision between, do I want this chair versus this cool mount or cool transmog?
Another question comes from Xanther on the forums. Xanther asks, how will outdoor housing plots work? If I want a certain plot and it's taken, do I have the option to try another instance?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Essentially, when you want to move, a house, you're just going to say, "Yep, it's time to move." It's all going to get packaged up for you. Paul likes to say that a mage comes along and puts it into an arcane ball for you. Don't know if that's actually,
That is what happens.
Oh, totally. Okay. And then you can go to wherever you'd like to deploy your house, and it just comes right back out of the bubble, set up exactly.
It goes
how you had
poof,
so you can
like
move
a
around the
tent.
neighborhood, You can move around different plots within a neighborhood. Yep, totally transportable.
Right on. Celia on the German WoW forums asked, will there be updates to the guild system in Midnight?
I think most of the updates we see to the guild system are going to be in the form of neighborhoods. We expect to see a lot of guilds, especially guilds who are playing a lot actively with one another, to build guild neighborhoods where you'll be able to live alongside one another. So instead of the typical ways you're interacting with one another in WoW, whether that's raid nights, Mythic Plus nights, PvP, whatever it is you choose to do, you might also just start running into one another in the morning when you go out to get the paper. And so I really look forward to seeing guilds build.
Are we actually gonna have papers delivered?
Into the guild system are something that we know is definitely due for a refresh. Guilds obviously have
What?
been there since the beginning, and there's definitely room for improvement. Our focus for Midnight, though, really was on the housing integration side of it, and the rest of the system is something we hope to get back to in the near future.
A highly upvoted question on Reddit comes from Chilligok. Chilligok asked, will we ever get another texture update for older races, especially compared to Earthen? The hairstyles are outdated now.
We do have a couple things coming in Midnight as you complete the Amani campaign in Zulaman.
Yeah, it's for trolls, I think.
For Darkspear trolls, cool hairstyles,
Yeah.
skin colors as well. And so if you have any Darkspear trolls on your account, you play through the campaign, you'll be able to get some cool customizations. And this is one of the ways that we do try to approach this, is as it's appropriate to the story, we'll look for cool ways that you can integrate cosmetics into your own character. That's not the only way that we might do this, though. Yeah, exactly. I think it's something that we see as an issue to chip away at over time. We want to roll out extra customizations, hairstyles, you name it, for the existing races to continue to bring them up to parity with the very newest options.
Give me new fur. My luxurious fur. Can I be gray mane?
Keep adding them. Our long-term goal is to get to a place where every race, whether brand new or one of the original ones, has roughly the same number of options.
So, as we just saw in the deep dive, and going back to the Gamescom announcement, we have a system coming called Prey. And I have a couple questions here about Prey. System of Cells on Reddit asked, will the Prey system make all mobs in the target zone more challenging, or only the Prey target plus world quests unique to that system?
Yeah, it will affect everything in the zone for you. So if you have chosen to go into the zone chasing a nightmare mode prey, everything is going to be much harder for you. It's based on
Nightmare mode?
an aura that's put on you, sort of like it's almost like an affliction.
So that's like heroic mode
And as you move
for
through the
Legion
zone,
Remix?
it's going to be harder.
And the player in Prey is on their own?
They are when they finally wear down that boss. If it's in one of the harder modes, then you need to go mano a mano. If it's in the normal mode, then the rest of the players in the vicinity can help you out.
Gotcha. The WoW creator, Sandy, asked, is the Prey system planned to be a part of the World Row in Vaults?
Yeah, in one way or another, as we build our expansion, one of the last things that comes in is specifics on rewards. So we don't have the specific details now, but when we do look at Prey, we look at it as similar in difficulty and sort of player activity to the types of things that you do in Delves. And Delves do take up that bottom row of the world row in the Great Vault as well. So we do expect, if you're running Prey, you're going to see better rewards in that row in one way or another.
Okay, so it's higher loot. If it's higher loot, people are gonna be feeling like they are forced to do the higher difficulty, but I don't know like how much higher difficulty that's going to be in retrospect. You never want to force a player to do it, right? So they're gonna have to tune that a little bit, maybe.
We saw across all channels. This is from Weird Dandom Ally on Reddit. And that goes, any plans to rejuvenate the glyph system? All classes could take advantage of it for class visual customizations like warlocks have with their pets and druids with their forms.
Yes.
Yeah, so there isn't a glyph overhaul plan for Midnight at launch in particular, but the general question of more customization for spell visuals, transforms, things along those lines, that's one that we're also very excited about and always looking to offer more customization, more cosmetic self-expression where possible. And the glyph system is a great vehicle for this. It's not the only vehicle, but where it makes sense, that's definitely one of the avenues we would use.
Speaking of highly upvoted questions, we got a lot from the PvP community. I want to ask a few of those. So starting with KefCup on Reddit.
Yeah, I'm not much of a PvP person anymore, so that's it. This content is kind of. I just wish Glad mounts would be obtainable again if you were to get Gladiator in a later season, but I can understand why it's not, so you know when you got Gladiator. But it's kind of annoying if I want the red mount from like Dragonflight. I can no longer go back and grab that, or even a lookalike. So
the question is, do you have any plans on making PvP less daunting for new players?
daunting.
Absolutely do, yeah. We're really excited to introduce a new feature called Training Grounds. This is a feature where players can enter battlegrounds fighting alongside other players against game-controlled opponents. So instead of fighting against other PvPers, potentially people who have been playing this mode much longer than you, who have better PvP gear than you, and are going to wipe the floor with you, you'll be able to fight against some opponents, so you'll have a little bit more of a satisfying win rate.
You still get rewards?
We think this will be a pretty good on-ramp for people who are PvP curious, who want to get into PvP, but feel like there's just too much of a steep on-ramp because of those daunting aforementioned players who want to wipe the floor with you. This is going to start with a couple battlegrounds that players will be able to jump into with Training Grounds, and we'll see where we go from there. I think, we love PvP, broadly speaking. I think one of the challenges is it can be very daunting to get in, as the question implies. If you're getting into PvP for the first time, you're
haven't done PvP since Cataclysm.
for 20 years. But there's so much, there's nothing quite like World of Warcraft PvP and that style of conflict and style of combat. And so really our philosophical approach as we move into Midnight to really try to rejuvenate and grow the scene is to broaden the base of that pyramid so we can kind of lift the whole thing up and help all levels of it, whether you are...
And the only reason I haven't really PvP'd much is mainly because they kind of took away world PvP, so you can no longer... You have an option to turn it on or off now, even though you're on a PvP server, which, I do like that change, so you can just go out and do what you need to do, but there is no world conflict anymore. There's no one really to go fight in the world. If I turn war mode on, I have yet to see another player in it. Besides the few hotspots, like if you're at a dungeon entrance and you meet somebody, that kind of makes sense. But just out in the world, the chances of you finding somebody at a world quest in war mode is like non-existent. So it's like not even worth it for the two PvP extra rewards that are granted.
Hardcore person competing for titles at the end of the season, everyone will be better served if people.
But if you're looking for a rare, it's very nice.
Let's all be sharks.
It's very nice for rare finding.
Known as Supatees had the most highly upvoted question on our forums.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing, Pineapple. You get one or the other, which is kind of unfun for world PvP now, because instead of, oh, hey, we're all questing in this area, and it's like you can do a couple 1v1s and you actually have conflict. Or, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hit you. I've had a few of those as well, because we'll both do emotes to each other back in the day. Or you just really hate faction wars, you hate the other faction and you just want to attack on sight. You can't do that anymore. It was literally, like, I've used war mode just to find a couple of rares and do a few quests just to get the bonus. And if you go to the bloody coin area, I think there's maybe one or two people, but it's just whoever has more of the group wins the bloody coin area, for the most part, if they're still called bloody coins. But you know what I mean? Like, it just killed world PvP, and PvP in general is just not really something I care for anymore.
We saw major reward improvements and
Training Grounds is cool though in PCs. Sure.
Plans to look at the current reward structure for PvP, such as
more stuff to do.
Or additional rewards.
there are definitely plans to look at this. One thing I can say that will be changing at launch in Midnight, in the first season of Midnight, is that top tier cutoff coming down from 2400 to 2300 for those rewards and titles. I think looking at how MMR has evolved and how the rating ecosystem has played out, that's been a bit too exclusive, even for some of our best players. Broadly speaking, beyond that, I think there's a lot more that we would like to do with the system. That's not necessarily going to be happening right at launch in Midnight, but if you look, for example, at what we changed with Mythic Plus and new titles and new structure and things like the Resilient Keystone system in War Within, those changes
Resilience was nice as well.
PvP and its evolution over the course
So it can't go lower.
an area that we want to focus on.
That's very nice.
On the WoW forums wrote, will war mode receive more well-needed attention? More activities like zone
Yeah.
objectives or rotating events? Maybe a free-for-all treatment?
There you go. There you go.
Into the Voidstorm Zone, a giant war mode area which reflects the same space as the Slayer's Rise Battleground. If you watched the Deep Dive video, you got to see that. That Slayer's Rise is also made manifest in the zone itself. And this is, if you've played war mode in past expansions, you know that we've taken a couple war mode areas and had maybe one in each zone, one in Ringing Deeps and one in Isle of Dorn, where PvP, when you enable war mode, you'll have some special unique activities. We took all those and glumped them all together right into the Slayer's Rise area.
So what was the thing that was in Cataclysm that you had to like fight over stuff for? It had the big tower in the middle. Isn't that just what that is? Or Arctic Valley, AV or something, one of the big maps.
It's going to be a huge PvP playground if you have war mode on.
Oh, I forgot what that area is called. I haven't been there in years.
And even if you don't have war mode enabled, there'll still be PvP themed content for folks doing world quests up in that area.
Why would it not have war mode enabled?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, because you're afraid of sharks. Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Yeah.
So, Maclemente26 on Reddit
I'm not afraid of sharks.
when can we expect reputations from expansions prior
Oh.
to Shadowlands to become warbound reputations?
Taking full accountability here. I know that when we
Didn't play Gata. Yeah, it makes sense.
Way backwards through reputations. We haven't made progress as quickly as we would have liked. We got some of the Shadowlands reputations, but not the Covenant ones. This is something we're going to pick up and resume. I can't commit to a definite timetable, but in the long run, we don't want this, internal disparity between how different expansions reputations are handled, and we'll continue to start with the most recent and work our way backwards.
Thank you. 610 on Blue Sky said, War Within is the first WoW expansion without a legendary. Can we expect an Midnight, or is the team taking time to reevaluate what place legendaries have in the modern game?
There was no legendary? What do you mean? Isn't the cloak considered a legendary at all? Which is pretty much the same thing, to be honest. Oh, for the artifact. It's an artifact? Really? Does it say that? Hold on. I gotta check. I have to check. So obviously. Does this character even have that? It does. It is considered an artifact, but isn't that the same color as legendary, or am I just crazy? 69. I stopped at 69 for this character. Nice. I just had no idea if that was gonna actually work. That's funny. But yeah. That's a tan. Oh, legendary is orange. I'm colorblind, pineapple.
I think we always want to avoid things seeming formulaic, where it's like, okay, you can expect this season is going to be a new legendary, this is how it's going to work. Legendary should always...
They look the same to me.
These are items that have clear stories behind them and feel worthy of that special orange color. And yes, we're also looking
Orange color.
how they're awarded. We want to make sure they feel special, but also don't turn into something where it feels bad or grindy because they feel required if you want to be competitive. There's a fine line to walk there. There aren't currently any plan for the first tier of Midnight, but as we face certain foes down the line, it may make sense for some of the items that they yield to have that orange color, and we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Oh, the spoilers. So there are legis. Got it.
Asked, will we be getting any more background information on stories regarding...
Do I trust that? No.
Any of the other Windrunner family members, perhaps?
Absolutely. I don't want to talk too much about patches, but certainly in Midnight, as we go into the Spire, you will have the opportunity to really get a brother's view of his sisters and an opportunity to learn a lot.
I didn't know there was a brother. I only knew there was sisters in this family.
I mentioned before, we're going to see the sisters.
And Grody Toady on Blue Sky wants to ask about trolls. Here come all the names. Where is Vol'jin's story in all of this? I'm hoping we find a way to weave Vol'jin, Talanji, Zul'jin, Rokan, Zul'jan, and Zul'jara into a cohesive story about
all the trolls.
Well, right out of the gate,
all of them.
Midnight, you're not going to see that combination.
I need some troll hair. We'll just get a mohawk for this.
Some trolls, as we continue into patches and move forward, we're very much focused on what's going on with the trolls as well as what's going on with the Blood Elves. They have not always been on the best of terms for reasons, and there's definitely a story to be told about their relationship, and all of those folks come into that story.
Groxy on Blue Sky said, Midnight sees the Paladin forces of Azeroth fighting back the void of the Sunwell. Can we hope to see more lore about the Tauren? And Azeroth's sun god, Ansha. Eyes of the Earth Mother told us how he and Elune...
Ah. I guess I'm not allowed to do 2 times speed anymore. Why? Why spinning circle of death? I was trying to do 2 times speed because I'm a little bit behind, but for some reason, I think it just broke. Opera's actually been really, really pretty bad for it. So. Which kind of sucks, because Opera's supposed to take, like, less stuff and things. But it's been really bad since the last update. Just refreshing the page.
That story.
Groxy on Blue Sky said, Midnight sees the Paladin forces of Azeroth fighting back the void of the Sunwell. Can we hope to see more lore about the Tauren? And
it doesn't like me pausing, I guess.
Eyes of the Earth Mother told us how he and Elune slash Musha fought possibly the void in ancient Azeroth.
Well, we are going to hang out with Desco a little bit in the Eretor's Journey portion of our campaign at midnight, and I feel like we certainly are going to look at how the Tauren view their mythology.
Convergent browser.
Perhaps later in The Last Titan.
Let's talk about add-ons. The WoW creator Polka TV said, given
refresh seems to work.
Tools, how do you plan to serve the
But how are you doing, OST?
once these tools are no longer available?
So yeah, this is a great question. For some extra context, I think folks are going to see in the next day or two, as some of the media interviews we've done the last day go out, that we are rolling out so changes to the add-on API with the launch.
Yeah, the add-ons that are all going away.
The ability for add-ons to read in real time combat state and combat information specifically. And one of the big reasons why we're doing this.
Hey, why are you not interrupting?
Is so we can rebuild all of our combat, our encounters around
Poor.
Around this new ecosystem.
Poor quality?
We've been discussing over the course of the year.
Or you've had a poor day.
Shift is to create a level playing field where external tools are no longer felt to be required in order to engage in the content, at a competitive level. And also to shift some of the things that we are testing when it comes to difficulty, maybe away from Twitch reactions and how quickly you can run to the circle or diamond marker that your add-on told you to run to, and rather to more of the collaborative coordination that have traditionally marked cooperative PvE in WoW. But the goal is to keep difficulty largely the same. In terms of how many pulls it takes to down a boss for your guild, whether you are aiming for ahead of the curve.
Yeah, 300 pulls on Loom.
Overall, it should take you about the same amount of time to accomplish what you're used to accomplishing. It's just that difficulty may come in slightly different places.
Ah, I see, OST. Well, I hope you get better soon.
It may well be the case that we just need to give you a couple more seconds to get into place.
I gotta make dinner and go into raid after this too.
We are going to be rolling out, we're actually going to be launching alpha with a raid boss available for testing.
Ooh. Now I want to go jump into the alpha just for that.
Alerts, so you can see a timeline of upcoming boss abilities, nameplate improvements, cooldown manager improvements, and more. To again, kind of create a unified.
I wish I had more time.
To the UI, but the goal at the end of the day is for difficulty to remain where it was, and we will be making tuning changes in alpha and beta, as well as, of course, once these encounters are live, to make sure that things are landing in the right place and players still feel well equipped to overcome the challenges in front of them.
Following that, Sped Bros on Reddit asked, what is your plan for upkeep and development of these now built-in add-ons?
Yeah, so I think the functionality that we're pulling into the base UI is something that, as always, we're going to be evolving in response to player feedback. Again, part of why we're very excited to get people having a look at these.
Hi, Niska. Hello, hello. How are you?
Iterate on them before midnight launches, and then, of course, as always, even after the game is live, we're going to continue to add functionality based on player requests and the feedback that we're receiving.
Ossicrond on the WoW forums said,
glad to read it.
Is almost like working on a classic car. Fine-tuning with different fonts, color palettes, and even different types of glow alerts. What is the depth of the available customization, and are there plans to expand it in the future?
So there's a couple of facets.
Doing good, just watching the deep dive stuff from yesterday.
The aesthetic of a UI,
waiting for raid, basically.
One of the hallmarks of the WoW experience, and really one of the strengths of the game for going on 21 years now. There are no plans to eliminate or remove that. The approach we've taken in changing the way the add-on API works really
can't wait to wipe on Loom four more times.
There'll be details coming out very soon.
40 more times, probably.
Exactly how this works. But whereas in the past, when we have restricted aspects of what add-ons can do, we tend to just kind of wall off sections of our UI and say add-ons can't touch this at all. But when it comes to things like nameplates or unit frames and the like, that would have been an unacceptable approach here because that aesthetic customization is so essential. So there's a brand new system that's been created where essentially pieces of information about what's going on.
And then they're just gonna block all add-ons in general. Got it.
Paint that box pink or yellow or green or make it bigger or smaller, but what they can't do is know exactly what
OST. That's funny.
Functionality that we're adding, whether it's improved nameplate,
I haven't checked out the class changes yet, no.
In terms of size, shape, location,
I have not.
all the edit mode functionality and more, but we have no intent of...
We watched the deep dive and now we're doing the Q&A.
Add-ons have always offered.
Cutting to the chase, Felfer on the WoW forums asked, does this mean that existing add-ons like Deadly Boss Mods, Plater, or Details are going to break?
They will change significantly. I think certainly, I mean, day one, if you're logging into alpha and you try to enable them, I do not believe they will work due to changes in the API, but that's standard for any new expansion release. We are inviting the authors of a vast range of add-ons into our first week of alpha, so that's going to be coming up in just the next few days.
Ooh, that's interesting.
On these changes to give us feedback about how we can better support their ongoing development.
They're asking the add-on creators themselves.
And process, comment,
Ooh.
and use that to drive logic. That is going to be changing, and that will affect those add-ons.
Okay, give me one more. This comes from Herrix on the WoW forums. Herrix said, what are the plans regarding improvements to the default raid frames? In the effort to reduce the need for add-ons, raid frames are a major pain point for healers, where the default Blizzard raid frames are basically unusable without at least some external modification.
For healers? Specific.
With healers in mind, if you're, let's say, a Resto Druid who wants to be able to see all of your hots on a target, that's something that we agree is very important and needs to be baked into the default functionality. Same with, encounter designers calling out major buffs and debuffs and things that you need to know in an encounter, whether you're a healer or just...
Yeah, Niska it is, for sure. But I can understand it.
Of course, as mentioned earlier,
I don't like having 15 add-ons required for raid.
and the overall presentation of raid frames,
Mainly just bigwigs or DBM.
based on whether you happen to have a certain debuff or not, but all the rest should still be available.
And of course, if you're doing M+, you also have a shit ton that go with that as well.
The Sunwell and Blood Elves in general being their main rival in the Burning Crusade, will we see Draenei play any sort of role? Also, will Quel'Thalas be, with Quel'Thalas being part of the main world now,
Quel'Thalas?
to Forsaken Lands?
So the Draenei, obviously will be part of the fight, part of the battle that we're waging against the Void. But this chapter is focused on the Blood Elves and the Blood Elves struggle with some trolls, and we're gonna really be leaning in there more than we are with the Draenei. Opportunities, will come up for the Draenei to have their moment in the light, as it were.
Yep. And for,
The puns, okay.
into the main body.
That's the previous.
So there's a tunnel in the Forsaken Lands that does connect it in.
Yeah, exactly. If they make the raids really good, then you don't have to worry about it. You can see what you're doing. You don't need the add-ons.
Is going to be a character who appears and
I'm okay with this, if they implement it that way.
So we're going to continue to build that Forsaken story as we continue. Yeah, I think looking at how this is playing out and will continue to, I think we're very excited.
Less stuff I need, less crashes.
About the
Be nice.
Silvermoon, Eversong, and more. Honestly, there was a bit of anxiety internally about the idea of revisiting an old location as for one of our zones, whether some players would view that as like somehow lesser than coming up with a brand new place. But I think as people see this full splendor of Silvermoon, get a chance to revisit Eversong and what it's become all these years later, I think the excitement around that really excites us too, because we'd love to be able to tell more new stories in some of the iconic locations that resonate throughout everyone's fandom of Warcraft and what Azeroth is about. So that will mean updating those locations, and I think that's something that we're excited to do more of as we look forward.
Interesting.
Going back to Northrend, so that'll be a story for another day. Well, I think we prefer discovery.
Wow.
We can tell different stories when we go to old.
You're going back to Northrend?
See how the spaces have changed.
What?
Opportunity to do that in Midnight.
Let's shift to some class talk. Faxia on Reddit asked, are you planning on adding any new specs that can tank or heal for existing classes?
Not right now in Midnight. I think
Of course not.
And that new range DPS spec for them.
No.
Right now, but I think we've seen whether it's this, whether it's augmentation. There's excitement.
Get rid of Hog. Bring in a tank.
New specs. And so that is something I think we are likely to explore in the future.
Feels so bad.
On Reddit asked,
Poor Og.
War Within, some classes and specs received visual updates,
Oh.
and as a monk player, the update to Vivify was very appreciated. Are there any other classes or specs that can be revealed to be getting updated visuals in Midnight?
Yeah, there's a couple really cool Apex talents. So Apex talents are the new talents you'll be able to learn at the bottom of your...
Yeah, they did. I know.
Some fantastic visuals. Ones that jump out to me are the augmentation, where you summon a bronze dragon version of yourself from the future.
I know. The only problem I have with Og is I would prefer to have the Black Dragonflight tank that we've been talking about it for a while. They could have gone and been better. That's it. You could make them have 4 specs. That's fine too.
But then as we continue to look at the future, this is where we look back at, as we did with Vivify, find abilities where we can raise the floor and say, like, okay, this one has aged not as gracefully as the rest of our visuals, and we can bring it up to par.
I would love to be a dragon tank.
Following that, we found a question from Nihenna on the German forums, and Nihenna asked, will the Void/Light topic be picked up in any additional class specs in the future? For example, Sunwell effects for a Holy Paladin, or perhaps Void powers for a
Interesting.
I don't know about Void Warlocks quite yet, but
Yeah, the Black Dragonflight spec, yeah. It would have been so nice. As a tank main, yes. I would have loved that. But we got Og. Which has been down in the dumps for a while now.
The Discipline Priest has Void Shield, which replaces your Power Shield with a Void themed shield. So there are places where the Void and Light are leaking into our class design.
Going back to the support roles, Neo Saro on the EU Spanish forums asked, "Can we expect anything new regarding the support role in Midnight? Will it be expanded to other classes? Is it considered that it maybe
It's
more
only
suited
Og?
for augmentation, and perhaps that just becomes a normal damager healer?"
So we're not planning on currently expanding into other classes, but we're also not planning on changing augmentation to just fit into the existing niches. I think there's a lot of excitement around the idea of support. I think we've seen players embrace that fantasy. I think we're still iterating on evolving that specialization and getting to a place where we can find a happy medium, where it can kind of realize that fantasy and be effective as someone who bolsters the strength of your allies without also becoming so effective that it feels required in groups and kind of limits composition diversity. I think if we're able to achieve that, hopefully when we're able to achieve that, I do think we would like to look to what other ideas might apply a different fantasy to executing that concept.
I want to switch to the topic of delves. The WoW content creator True Villain Manny said, "With delves integrated into the story, will there be certain
I like
areas that are
delves.
locked
Delves are
on
fun
level,
for the first
and
week.
will there be additional story in those alternative scenarios with delves?"
Yeah, as we move through the campaign in Midnight, we will be entering delves with specific goals in mind, and that particular variant of the story will have the objectives that we need to accomplish as we go through them. As always, our delves will have multiple variants to play through with different stories occurring. So yes, we will continue to use delves in this way, and look for opportunities to continue to build quest content.
Isn't delves just like a fancy scenario?
Terrace on the WoW forums
Or-
said, "Will delves have
Except scenarios have
then in the
3
world of
people,
maybe a
always.
randomized puzzle to solve, a race, a whole new set of abilities?"
Yeah, there's a couple ways that delves are changing. We have a new follower, Valera Sanguinar is going to come along, and she's going to mix things up. Takes delves a little bit more seriously than Bran does, and a lot more scabbily as well. We also have some outdoor delves that are going to take place in outdoor spaces, and so
Outside!
space, but your ability to move around. because you
Godzilla!
get around.
I love
If
him.
you look at the mechanics that we're using in delves in Midnight.
It's my favorite.
We can announce now that Midnight does not have any underwater delves. It also does not have any delves with a mechanic where you have to say pick up a candle or a totem and throw it ahead. And
Yes! Yes!
Talk about those, and we're not done with those designs. And,
No more bullshit. Woo!
Forums asked a version of a question we got a lot.
You know, take candle.
Ian, let's stop the World of Warcraft development team from doing a world.
Oh god, underwater delves. Who designed that?
The idea of revamping everything at once is a terrifying one, frankly, but I think as touched on earlier, we definitely want to tell new stories in iconic locations. And in doing that, we would certainly do much more than just do a fresh coat of paint on the area. We would really reimagine it and bring it into the present day as we have with Eversong.
They were terrible, yes.
Telling the rest of the world Soul Sonic, we'll touch on some familiar locations.
Oh
But
god.
down the line, I think the lessons we are learning and the experiences we're having, revisiting some locations, open the door to doing a lot more.
And I complain about throwing the stupid totem every time.
A French WoW player on X,
Oh.
asked, without giving away spoilers. Very important.
Okay.
Does Midnight introduce any completely new elven tribes or expand on lesser known ones? Maybe the Kelderai?
Without spoilers.
Without spoilers.
That's a tough constraint.
Yeah.
Maybe.
That's right.
Maybe, yes.
Spoilery to say we're going to be learning a lot about the elves and the elves' relationships with one another, and that would include Quel'Drai.
Thank you.
Wow, okay. Just straight up yes.
With the Devourer specialization, all Demon Hunter abilities will use void effects and icons, even those shared by all 3 specializations. Has there been any consideration of extending this aesthetic customization to other classes?
So I think philosophically, narratively, what a Void Demon Hunter represents, what a Devourer Demon Hunter represents, is one who, rather than harnessing and channeling fel energy, is channeling void energy to turn it against those who originally wielded it. And so that is going to transform a wide range of their abilities. On the other hand, when we look at, let's say, a Fire Mage or a Frost Mage, they're not forsaking the Arcane when they become a Fire Mage. And so Blink is still an Arcane spell, and Counterspell is still an Arcane spell, and so forth. And so I think when we look at other classes, we generally like to look at that broad base of multiple areas of focus, and just because you specialize in one
Class
doesn't mean
fantasy.
that transfers
Still
to all the
exists.
others. That said, touching on some earlier questions when it comes to glyph spell customizations and other things that players may want to customize the look and feel of their abilities, there's always an opportunity there.
Another highly upvoted question all over the place. I'll take the version of this question from Navarel on the EU German forums. Would you consider replacing the ready-made group in follower dungeons with characters from the player's warband?
Oh.
Considering not something we're going to be able to deliver for Midnight.
Oh.
Bands and follower dungeons. This idea, this request has popped up. It's something that we're excited about internally as well.
That's really cool.
To kind of pull that information down in real time and make it work. But it's something we
So I can yell at my own characters. Yes.
We're actually jumping over one of them with Training Grounds, where we're changing the way that some of those game control characters or bots are built to be building Training Grounds in this way gets us one hurdle closer to being able to do what you're asking for.
There are so many people on this development team that I would call technical.
That's really cool.
Engineers, that's just what they do.
It's really cool that they're including your warband, so it's like you get to see your other characters eventually.
Will there be new mini-game type quests in Midnight?
Yes, there will be. We actually have a new mechanic that was created for Zulaman specifically, where you will do some, underwater stuff. But it's it's the Amani Abyss style. You're gonna be going fish and troll style.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a revelation. I like that. While we're revealing things.
What?
Muscleton on the WoW
What?
forums asked,
No, underwater. Didn't we just have this discussion?
Can you share more information on their druid forms?
Well, conveniently, if you watched the deep dive, you saw a flash of those. Fundamentally, they all have quills to go back to
Quills.
sort of the Heronir. But the tank form is a pangolin bear with sort of bat-like ears.
They also got those ears.
Yeah, they
right?
got the ears and the quills. And we have a wolverine for our feral spec. We have an owl-like, quilled owl-like sort of boomkin. But best of all, has got to be the swimming form, the swimming travel form, which is an axolotl.
Yep.
It's an axolotl.
We're all going to learn how to say axolotl.
Yeah, probably.
Oh my god. Okay.
Oh, okay, cool.
I did not get that vibe.
Feel of
I thought it was an otter.
Very common question. And
But okay.
The version of that question that I want to ask you came from Racktoner on Reddit. Can you explain the decision-making process for which races to make playable races?
Yeah. A lot of this comes down to narrative. There's no secret that we started talking to the Heronir in the War Within, and this was not a coincidence either. We wanted to build a familiarity with Rowena, with her crew, so you understand who these characters are when they do eventually become playable characters, as we've added them in Midnight. And of course, Midnight is part of a 3-chapter saga. We're in the middle chapter now. The Heronir are going to be a big, important part of the story, and this is why we chose to fold them in.
I feel bad often being the bearer of bad news in these conversations, but I know that it's not lost on us that there are widespread requests from players who would love to be a Sethrak or an Ethereal or the like. And part of the question there is, as Paul said, narratively, like, does it make sense for
No,
to
it doesn't.
to Horde their cosmic extraplanar?
It would be fun though.
But the reality of it is also, from a production perspective, one of the things we grapple with is that adding a brand new race to World of Warcraft is one of the most development-intensive things we can do. Not just
I guess that's true for cosmetic purposes.
Carrying cost for every set of armor we ever make for years and years to follow.
Yeah,
Something
that's
we
true.
have to weigh very, very heavily when we do.
It's a lot of
race
artsy
that
work.
still shares an existing rig, an existing skeleton. If it's an elven race or the like, makes that more straightforward. Again, that's not to say we're never going to add very novel or meaningfully different races down the line, but it's a very high bar for us to clear when we look at how much ultimately it's going to mean that we have to do less of in other places forever in order to support this additional race alongside the others.
As I've said to you before, I want Saberon. I will wait. I will be
Hey,
patient.
Tranquil. Hello, hello.
So, Massive Bear on the WoW forums asked, will Heronir be unlockable in the 3 days of early access? I remember Earthen were not.
No, not during the first 3 days. So during
Nope.
early access, we
He
want
shook his head immediately. He's like, no.
do the campaign and understand what's going on.
Ah.
Comes ahead of anyone else who doesn't have that early access.
Meredith on the WoW forums asked, how is Blizzard progressing in the war against toxicity in terms of the entire game?
Yeah, this is something that's a huge focus for us, and really, there's many facets to the question and the discussion. I think when people say toxicity, there's a few different meanings, perhaps, or things that they're referring to. Some of it is just the overt, hostile, harmful, antagonistic interactions.
I am excited,
that may
yes.
occur online
I
between
am
players.
tranquil.
We're always continuing to shore up our reporting tools, improve real-time monitoring, and
As per any new expansion hype.
can be punished and ultimately removed from it if they continue to do that.
I just want to see the new stuff, you know?
Some people talk about a community or a portion of the
But they seem to be making a lot of good changes.
mismatched expectations. Like,
No hype. All disappointment, yeah. Like Ari.
done that raid 12 times. And I think
Shh.
encounters, it's reasonable for me as a leader
Oh.
to want players who have a certain level of experience, who have
It's a honeymoon phase.
and can succeed.
We'll like it for a week and then it'll be all bad.
Feel like, oh, this is very unwelcoming. This is kind of toxic. Why aren't we? Why am I not welcome here? And ultimately, that's an issue of aligning expectations. And I think there's a lot more that we can do on the pro-social side of things to help people find like-minded players and like-minded groups. There's nothing wrong with wanting to complete something quickly and efficiently. There's also very certainly nothing wrong with wanting to learn and wanting a patient group.
Yeah,
those two groups,
it's true.
there's going to be some conflicts that emerge naturally because of different goals and expectations. So I think a lot of what we're focused on right now.
Or if you just want to sell it and it's like want to sell in chat the entire time.
Everyone is on the same page, working towards the same goals.
Thank you. I want to rip through some more housing questions. We've got several. Will we get to see our alts walking about, or maybe sitting in a chair in our house? Paul?
Yeah, this is we're looking at a lot of the same technical hurdles we talked about earlier, not only with
So that's a no.
other players in game, but also
We were hoping.
that Ian mentioned when it comes to
That's a
being
no.
able to have your pets moving around and mouse moving around and whatnot. So
NPCs have the same issue.
a potential for the future. And I'll take this moment to say that like housing is one of those features which is really exciting for us because there are so many cool ways for it to grow. As we've built Midnight and we're sharing housing for the first time, we're going to be looking to you to tell us, what do you want? Is it that we want to see our house? We want more features. We want more decor. We want more ways that I can style interior, exterior of my house. So let us know as you continue playing.
Yeah, philosophically, with a feature the size of housing, this is something we've been working on for a very long time to really deliver what players have been expecting and what they deserve. But there comes a point when we're developing, especially a social feature, where we're almost hesitant to take it too far until we can actually share it with the community and understand what people are into, what they're maybe not into so much, what they want more of, what they don't need more of, to make sure that we're really putting our time and our resources in the
Into the right things, yeah. That does make sense.
We're so excited to see people jump in the months ahead in alpha and beta, of course, and then beginning this December on the live servers, and see where it goes from there.
December.
Specific question from Alastral on the WoW forums. For housing and professions, it was stated that professions through all expansions will be able to craft housing items. Will we be able to use this as a skill catch-up for the past expansions? For example, could a leather worker start at Wrath Leatherworking Skill 1 and craft Wrath-themed housing items to get all the way to level 75?
And these will give skill ups for sure. Yeah. I don't know how many will be available at level 1, for example. They may be tuned based on how elaborate the piece of decor is, but in general, yeah, once you get the level that you're able to build these things, then you continue to use them to level up.
So many very specific requests.
Yes.
I want to just give you this one. It comes from Spera on the WoW forums. Is it possible to add a functional bookshelf to player housing that could store and
Functional?
display collected in-game books? I have a lot of those.
Okay, this is what I'm talking about. That, like, once you share housing with the world,
I think that would be a great idea. As someone who likes to read, yes.
Confirm there will be bookshelves. Whether those bookshelves will be functional, no, not at least to start. But this is a really cool idea for a collection that we're gonna, take back to the team.
And
Because you could do that with a lot of different collections and items, for sure.
what is the minimum player limit for a private or guild neighborhood? What happens if you make a private neighborhood with a minimum amount of people and then some of them go away?
So this is something that's still a bit in flux. I think our current thinking is that just like signing a guild charter, you'll need 10 players to charter a private neighborhood. And that's for a couple of reasons. Part of it is, in order for neighborhood systems endeavors to really to function optimally, there's a certain number of players that are going to be expected to really drive the system. But also a piece of it is
That
just
makes sense.
using an extreme example, if literally every single player online had their own personal neighborhoods, that would be potentially millions of simultaneous entire districts that need to get spun up, trying to make sure the servers don't melt here. And so striking a balance between what's going to be a good social experience, but also recognizing that players have friend groups of various sizes, and we want to be as flexible as possible. I think if we're able to lower that number from where we're starting, it's something we would aim to do as we see how the tech side of it unfolds.
I saw an upvoted question on Reddit from a player named Backstabbeth, and this is a question I have myself.
Really a trustworthy fellow.
Very much.
Ah,
Should there be a list
it's a rogue.
of collections
It's not a
or
rogue.
sources for housing materials before housing goes live, so that we can begin to start hunting for those items, maybe reputation, achievement requirements? I'd love to know what I already have or what I'm close to having.
A ton of that is going to be visible in the alpha build coming up in just a day, but we'll have a blog summarizing it, so you don't need to go trawling for the information, and that way everyone can get a head start on checking off those achievements that you may have missed.
Let's come back to a couple of fun questions before
Actually checking it out beforehand.
Wow
Okay.
asked, are we getting a capybara, Loa? There are capybaras in the Yamani screenshots. The people yearn for a capybara, Loa.
Well, conveniently, there is one. His name is Philo, the capybara Loa of children.
Oh, nice. And I hope he has a prominent headdress.
Absolutely.
I thought she was joking. She was not joking.
Loas should be very well outfitted, I think. Finnerfin on the WoW forums asked, could we see the return of class quest lines? Legion was great, and it was fun to have a unique experience questing on alts.
Yeah, class quest lines come up really often as something people are excited about. We certainly do want to look more at, expanding on classes. We had a lot of fun doing the Warlock one, for example, not too long ago. But most recently, the best way for you to play some class quest lines, if you never played them, has to do with our lore walking. Because where we had restrictions, for example, on the Xalatath story, previously, a lot of people didn't know anything about Xalatath and the knife. And by playing that lore walking, they had the opportunity to play that portion of the priest quest line. So we're hoping that as we build more lore walking, you'll have that.
That is true. They did add that because I don't play priest.
Would be thrilled.
I didn't know that was even a thing they added
It's our last question.
so recently.
I cobbled this together from versions of this question that I found everywhere. I want to give a shout out to some of
But
the
I like the lore, so I've already seen it, the lore.
Martian, Zuburius on our forums all asked versions of this. Ian, how will player power progression be updated in Midnight, especially regarding Valor Stones?
So yeah, so the way the
Hate Valor Stones.
I think we're happy with the sort of granular incremental progression that complements that spiky randomness of loot drops. But there is, and we agree with player feedback that we've heard, potentially one too many moving pieces and a bit too much complexity in the current system. So I can announce that Valor Stones as a currency will be going away.
Yes!
And that should be sufficient. We're also looking to streamline the system a little bit and more clearly pair individual crest tiers with appropriate gear upgrade tracks, so that there's potentially less confusion about what crest.
And you get all of the tier underneath you for looks. It's great. Valor Stones deserve to die. Don't rip. They deserve to be in the ground.
Maria, thank you for taking the time, and thank you to everyone watching along. We've got Midnight Alpha testing starting very soon. We can't
Yeah, like
see you there.
today.
Welcome
I
back.
think it was for Alpha. For some of the stuff and things. That's funny. That's great. I love that. I like that they announced that as the last thing. Valor Stones are ending. Music is very loud, no? I didn't know if they were going to post another video or not, so here, a sec. Because there are also class changes, but I don't know if they, like, put that here or no. Because they have a bad habit of, like, not putting everything together. So Legion Remix got like updates as well, which I think that's next week, yeah. So that would be something for next week. Did they not do a video for that? Yeah, thank God Valor Stones are going away. Thank God for that. I don't see a video for that one, so maybe they just aren't gonna do that, which is fine. Opera. Oh, I can't see it. I have to fix it. But this is like their thing. I don't see any stuff for that, so. Yeah. So I was hoping they would. But I don't see it. There's a big blue post. Oh, it's a blue post. I see. Okay, hold on. Oh. Class changes. I'm assuming on Wowhead. Because now I'm curious. You got me curious. Class changes posted. It's on Blizzard forums. Yeah, it's on Wowhead. Why did I get a post on a completely different website? Yeah, man. So, Death Knight, Druid, Balance, of course, Beast Mastery, all damage increased by 4%. Does not artifact. Deathbolt updated. Dark Ranger got a update. And then all the player versus player. That was it? That couldn't have been like the... No, that's not the right one. Why would you link me one that does not matter? Future of Fury Warrior, Midnight Alpha. Servers are live. First look at some Midnight season. They have like things for the new druids as well. That's cool. Housing Decor, Demon Hunter. Early access for housing is December 2nd. I don't see one for... Yeah, fully collecting a class set appearance unlocks all lower difficulties. Thank you. I don't have to play freaking LFR anymore to get the blue color variant that I wanted. Because if I'm trying to make a blue transmog set, you know what I mean? I don't know why they decided to go with that. But I don't know why they didn't. There's probably somebody that made a video about that, going over the changes. But I work better off a visual than anything else. Midnight Collector's Edition. Yeah, I don't see it in here. Midnight Alphabet development notes, maybe? Big healing changes in Midnight. Combat changes. Oh, Apex talents, maybe? Is that what we're talking about? Void animation preview. There's a lot of stuff, actually. And then the Legion remix stuff, which is also... So I want to look at the Druid forms real quick. I don't think I can actually show you guys that very easy. I'll have a tab set up for that, but... High resolution. So the aquatic form is actually an axolotl? That did not look like that from that screenshot, I must say. But it actually is. Wow. Okay, so day one, gonna be unlocking this as fast as possible just to race change. Got it. Character level. Wait, what? Maximum level is level 83? We're going to level 83? Yeah, it looked like an otter. That's what I was saying earlier. That was not an axolotl. No, it's got like actual. If you look at the here, let me see if I can. I wish I could drag and drop an image to show you. It's got like the actual form itself. So here, let me use the pink one because that's probably the most advanced. No, I'll just throw it on the desktop. So we want this. I'm gonna go to the desktop, grab that. Because it should just appear on the screen. Oh god, it's large! But this thing... This is an axolotl. You can see it from the front. It actually looks like an axolotl. And obviously it's got different color variants, but now I can see how it's an axolotl. Oh, they didn't show this one. That's why. The other one is an otter. That makes sense. Okay, so if you show the otter, the one that they didn't show this model in that preview. This is the model they showed, no? So this is another form. This is like the otter looking one. That's their travel form. So that's where I was saying, like, I don't know what their travel form is. So their travel form is the bottom one. And then they have the axolotl, which is their aquatic form. So they just didn't show the axolotl in the initial screenshot. That makes sense. It does look cool. Yes. I love the design they went for that. So, like, in this screenshot, he's not there. So this little thing under the bat is a otter. Like, originally speculated. But that does make sense. That does make sense. But very, very cool. And all the cool designs for the druid. Oh, man. I really want those now. Dungeons and Raid, Delve, Stat Squish, which we all knew that was coming. You're gonna get squished down. Well, that's gonna be interesting how they're gonna do that again. Skull Bash duration increased to 5 seconds? Excuse me? Why is Skull Bash gone up? They increased everybody's interrupt? What? What? You better not have too many casts. I'm gonna scream. Oh my god, Blood got an entire rework. Oh my god, look at Frost. Oh god. Oh god, this is a lot. This is a lot of changes, man. Hellblade now generates 15 instead of 40? Oh my. Oh, Havoc got to read a lot of shit as well. Alright, alright. What did you do to Vengeance? Oh. This is too much for me to read, man. Oh my god. That is too much to read. And it changes to simplify every class. I can understand that, but at the same, it's just gonna feel different. That is a lot. That is a lot of reworks. That would have to be a whole separate video. Oh my god. Like, what? Improved Meteor Storm. Feral was doing really good, too. They literally changed everything. There's not a single class that did not get touched by this, huh? Any other notable changes you want to say your piece on? Because I'm going to have to read all these later. This is a lot of changes. And I guarantee they're going to change it like 15 times anyway because it is alpha, right? So they have the new Apex talents as well. So that's also going to throw a loop. Let's see. Yeah, they have a few dozen there as well for the Apex talents. As long as it feels good, I don't mind them doing so many changes, but that's a lot of changes. That is a lot of changes. So what is this? And they got the Void previews, which I like the Void Elves animations, but personally I can't really get rid of Shadow Meld. Shadow Meld is too good in certain situations to really have to deal with that. Man. I guess I can... We don't need these anymore. Get out of here. So I just put them in VTube Studio, because that's the fastest way I could think to do that. Oh my gosh, that is too much information. Hopefully the game's not too loud now, because it is for me. Oh man, okay, so that's a lot of questions, but obviously it's alpha. They're gonna change a bunch of stuff and things, probably. A bunch of stuff and things. I don't know how I feel about that. It's not loud at all. It's very loud for me. I have to like turn it down on my headset now. Yeah, you guys shouldn't really be affected by that. It might just be too loud in general for you because I turned WoW up on my soundboard thing as well. Open volume mixer. Because it was at 69 sound. So there you go. That should be better. Is it world pruning? Was I close to Khadgar? I wasn't paying attention. World pruning that they are changing. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Every time they do a stat squish, you get new abilities and stuff like that. The thing is, like, after you've played a class for so long, you know what your cooldowns and stuff are looking like. So it's gonna definitely be interesting. But, you know, you make do. You'll get the feel for the new one, especially while doing the leveling up and such. But some things on this list are questionable. Obviously, it's alpha. They're gonna change a bunch of other stuff as well. To the right as you go in. Gonna have to give me more direction. So, next to the word here, in the Foundation Hall, where are we looking? Because this is technically right, but I don't know if this counts. Because this is where I came in at, but I don't know if you mean the main hall. Foundation Hall? Okay. Because I had no idea he was in a wheelchair. Does it show that at the end of the cutscene for him? Oh, I always thought he was in a regular chair. I never realized it's a magic wheelchair. I'm sorry. Like, I thought he was in one of these chairs, just sitting down for some reason. I never noticed that that is a purple chair. That is my bad. I guess everybody else is kind of standing here. But this is the Hygrathar lady. Hi. I hate that they look at you now. But she's the one that, you know, you talk to and unlock the new race and stuff. But that, yeah. I haven't been on my hunter in a while. All my buttons are still messed up. Woohoo! Oh man, I don't know how I feel about that. That's just so many changes. I understand the stats squish has got to be done at this point, probably, because there's been a lot of inflation of health bars. You see my tanks at any point. They're just kind of redonkulous at this point. I have more health than some bosses. There is no need to stat squish. You want to have 1,000,000 damage every single hit? You like seeing the big numbers, I guess, Akari? I don't know where they would go. But it said 80 to 83. We're only going to level up 3 levels? That seems kind of wild to me. I'm assuming that's not final. It's proven by Diablo? I guess, yeah. But they want to make it, you know, nice for newer players. I don't know. If we were still had mob health, I don't know what we would have. Because a typical DPS will have, what, 15 mil? I want to see what my my tank has. So I don't know off the top of my head. My druid obviously has more HP. Is that alpha built? Oh. Interesting. Because they can only do that for the first zone. That does make sense. So it's going to 90. Because I think I saw 80 to 90 on this post as well. Oh my god. I forgot I, like, logged off in random spot. Ow. But, how much health do I have? 26 mil? Yeah, 26 mil. My druid has more. And in meta, I have, like, 32 mil. It's a lot of HP. Alright. And I hit things for, like, 1 million, 2 million. Just depends on the day, you know? If you crit. Yeah, that was a 500k. I guess big numbers look cooler, but at the same time I can understand not wanting to see all the numbers and things. That's for sure. I don't know. They haven't done one since MOP. How many expansions has it been? Like 3 or 4? So that does make sense now I think about it. Oh man, there are so many. I'm waiting for Legion Remix, to be completely honest, right now anyway, so let them cook a little bit with Alpha, see what happens, and then we'll check out the beta. I also want to kind of be surprised, because it was nice to not play it to death beforehand, and then have to play it to death again on like 8 different characters, so I wasn't sure what class I was going to play. originally, so that'll definitely be interesting for sure. I don't know why they gave me alpha anyway. That doesn't really make sense. I haven't played in quite a bit for the new every single time I get alpha. And I'm just like, I don't actually play it. Why do you ever give it to me? But that's fine. I used to go crazy with it, but I feel like I overdose it. You know, burnout is a thing, and after playing this game for 10 plus years, it's kind of pain sometimes. Pain! Because I'm not getting paid to fix what they should play. I guess technically, yeah, you would let the content creators actually do that because they get paid to do it, right? So they make the videos, they go through all the testing. But they don't get paid by Blizzard, obviously. They get paid by other people to test it. So technically they get paid, but not by someone they should get paid by. The new housing? Well, I'm gonna have to redo the whole thing anyway. I think there is a system where you could just copy paste, but I guarantee it's not gonna work from beta to the thing for that. Plus that would take me like 3 or 4 hours, probably. But yeah, if you look and see, I want to see how many add-ons, just out of curiosity, how many add-ons do I actually have? So, mounts, loot council for raid, warp deplete, which is like 1 mythic plus thing, astral keys, you don't need both of these. This is probably what's doing that, now I think about it. For the little thing in the corner, I have no idea which one's which, so I just haven't turned one of them off. Big wigs, which is probably the big one because I had to get rid of DBM because it was costing me too much. Bounty help. Eye level, just to quickly be able to see that. That's not really necessary. Handy notes, finding all the stuff and things, so I don't have to go to Wowhead and type any of the coordinates individually, because you can just do that. That wouldn't really matter. E-Kelly, so you guys can see what I'm hitting. Which I guess this would be the only one that you can't really work with, because you can't make a rotation. You can just use cooldowns, which is what this is. This is a weak aura. Because it's just a fancy smancy, like, I don't need the bottom half here. You just need this and you're good to go, as long as you remember what keybinds you have. And then retro sounds, because I like the Final Fantasy noise and stuff. So none of these are really super necessary. The weak auras is probably the issue. Because we all know there's a bunch of different weak auras and stuff and things people need. And then LVY, which is probably used by most of the healers. So I still get that comment a lot. Please don't explode. Is that gonna hit me? How did that not hit me? I'll take it though. It'll be ending support at the end of TWW. Ah, that makes sense. That does make sense. It was more of to show what buttons I hit than anything else, because I couldn't find a rotation one that worked. So in case people are like, well, what button did you hit? You can see here, like, oh, I hit spikes. Oh, I hit Q for... Because everybody has different keybinds. But it's just easier if somebody is watching you for, like, oh, you're a tank that's doing, like, 13s and stuff. I want to see what you're using. That's just easier for me to see. Or show people. Don't really pay attention much after you've done 200 plus dungeons anyway. But... And then, of course, my really tacky bar here. With all my consumables. Other than that, I don't really have anything else on this. Damage meters. Which this is kind of just required to show you guys. I don't really care about the damage. As long as we have enough damage to kill the boss, you don't really need these either. Makes sense since Blizzard has DPSer. Yeah, you can now see the DPS in game. This is just prettier. That's the only difference. If you've customized it to make it show, like, specific things as well. So, hey, you want to see the healing for this fight? Hey, you want to see the DPS? You want to see who died first, just to yell at them because they're bad at the video game. That kind of thing. But when you are wiping on a boss constantly, and you're like, who's fucking up, it's easier to see who is not pulling the correct damage, rather than staring at the logs 24/7. Which my guild just released logs from yesterday, or from Tuesday. And I have no idea why that hunter is dead 99%. He's got a 90, it's not 99%, but it's basically 87% of the time he is dead. That's what this says. We will make add-ons to, oh yeah, for sure. There's probably going to be add-ons still. Because it's more of just an aesthetic thing. I did see some people make their, like, panes really cool. Or if you have the add-on that does, like, the elite things so you can see the elites better. That kind of thing. How much damage does this do? Yeah, 1.6 mil. It's going to definitely be a change. It's definitely going to be different. But it is probably for the better if it's all in-game than outside of game. Because we have to yell at people just to go pick stuff up. Or, hey, go do this. It's hard to plug people in every single time. It's like, oh, you're missing a week, or you don't know how the fight works. I'm assuming most people are not crazy enough to go watch the fights beforehand. Even though we tell them to watch the mythic fights beforehand. I get it if you're going in on normal and you just want to see what the poke the boss kind of deal. That's fine. But if you're a mythic, you should know the basic mechanics of how the boss fight at least works. And if you don't want to watch the videos, I get that too. But at the same time, you should not die the same 4 or 5 times in a row to the same mechanic. It's like you should know how the mechanic works already. It's like, oh, I have the giant circle to run out. Or I have the... Since we've been doing Loom so darn much, I'm going to say the webs from Loom, where you have to, like, run them out of the thing and break your tether. Some people can't even tell they have that debuff. That's how bad their UI is. And I don't know how. I really do not. At this point, that's kind of just a human error, I guess. It's not really the fault of the video game. You could see, well, it's hard to see the line amidst everything else, not gonna lie. But, I don't know. I don't know. After playing Final Fantasy Online, I'm just like, Final Fantasy has the better system for icons, because they actually do orange markers, and the floor is completely a different color. Blizzard just loves doing the same color on the same floor every single time for different mechanics. And Deep Dive. Did they talk much about the season? They did not, actually. Which I do remember seeing a tweet about that, so hold on. Season 1 Midnight DG pool. Because AA was wild to me. 'Cause I didn't see that on Wowhead either. I guess it was on Wowhead. They just didn't put it, but it's AA, Seed of Triumphant, Skyreach, and Pit of Saron. Which are coming back. So that's going to be interesting for sure. Windrunner Spire, basically most of the newer dungeons, right? Nexus Point, they already talked about, Caverns, and Terrace. Terrace version for Midnight, so that's going to be interesting. But AA, Seat, Skyreach, and Pit of Saron. I don't know why they pulled these out their ass, but they did. And thank you for the follow, Adviant. I'm not sure how you pronounce that, but thank you. Welcome in. It's been a while since we've done... Wait, can I just paste this in here? I probably cannot. Because that would be too damn easy. So you can see, if you don't know what the dungeons are called, but you remember them from previous experiences. AA was fine. I don't mind AA so much, but these were the returning dungeons, yes? So that would be the question for why for some of these. Hi. Yeah, sorry, I'm just doing a little bit of yapping while running around. We just finished watching the Deep Dive and the Q&A, and we're just yapping about Midnight stuff and things. And then I have raid in like an hour, but I have to make dinner, so I'll probably have to hop off after that. Oh, and Akari, I still need to borrow you for this flood I have at some point. You want to do a 13, let me know. But which out of these 4 dungeons is your favorite, chat? I don't even know what Pit of Saron is. I think that was BC, no? I think they bring it back for rotation every once in a while for time walking, but that's the only dungeon on this list I don't know what it is. Skyreach is going to be interesting. I hope they do some reworking for that so it's not as bad as it used to be. But yeah, totally good. New person in WoW. Oh, well, thanks you. Welcome into the WoW craziness. Sorry, I raid Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays we're going to be doing Legion Remix. So that's going to be funsies. And then Time Stranger all next week, but all this weekend at least, for sure. Which it is out now, so if you want to go play that, I fully understand. Wrath. It was Wrath? Ah, see. See. Hey Zig. Hello, hello. Nice to see you. See, was the Lur's Key in Legion? I don't remember it, to be completely honest with you. That is one I do not remember for a lot. I did do it because I got the purple bear, but I don't remember doing it. Skyreach I remember. AA I remember. These are probably lore based, right? But I don't know why Pit of Sauron would be on here. So that's going to be definitely interesting when they release that. And then of course the new dungeons, we don't know how bad they are yet. I see quest. Why are you standing on the quest person? Thank you. Hi, Kobe. How are you doing? Man, oh man. You're exhausted? Oh, how's WoW? It's been fine. Just running around waiting for a raid to start. We watched a bunch of deep dive stuff and things like that, but I will have to look up Seed again just because I haven't done it in a while. Obviously, it's in Legion. Which, wait, why would they bring Legion back if they're doing Legion Remix? That seems like a double up. I don't know. I don't know what makes them choose it. They say it's lore based, but I don't feel like it is. Is action bar you're looking at? Yes, I am on a Demon Hunter at the moment. Demon Hunter's been my main because I was a druid until Gith needed me for, I'm the only Demon Hunter in the guild, basically. And he wants all buffs, so... and they can tank. So I swapped to it. Because I've played this since Legion. This has kind of been my main tank anyway, from Legion. But I wanted to play druid this time around just for something different. But I didn't really get to play it too much. I do love my my druid to death though, which I cannot wait to be the new race as well. That's gonna be fun. I got lost currency. Oh right, I'm capped on gilded again. Hooray! So stupid. You should not be capped at all. Like there should be no capping. I am still capped on Valor Stones and cannot do anything with them. I am literally maxed out. Yeah, I still need 4 more. I was like, I do still need 4 dungeons, yeah. DH when it came out, but my mains are ingrained to your head. Oh, what do you play? What do you play? Out of curiosity. I have played tank since MOP, basically. So I have just kind of kept with it at this point. I could run an eco to calm down, but... I don't want to do more ecos. I kind of leave my last 4 open just in case anybody wants to run one of the keys I need. But it's fine. We can run eco to get the rest of the stuff as well. Mainsail's been able to grass. Oh, really? It's not... I mean, they say Druid is the easiest tank, which is kind of funny to me. I feel like they're both about the same. Oh, I'll beat up on Chowder. Chowder! Anybody remember that from Cartoon Network or no? Oops, I hit the thing on the side. That's fine. Whee! I don't want the rough kisses! I could play Havoc, but I just don't. I don't like Havoc. If I'm gonna play melee, I'm gonna play Feral. Oh, waiting on a rogue friend? Oh, you're fine. Akari. I understand. I have to go to raid today anyway. And I still gotta make dinner for the family. I was just saying after raid, if you want to blast a few, we could do that. I don't know if you're gonna stay up that late. But we could. Played mage, druid. Oh, mage, rogue, druid. Oh, you like doing the... I see. Chowder, everyone but Chowder himself, you loved. I don't know. It's one of those where I'm on the borderline for animation because I'm more of an old school type of gal. Like, Scooby-Doo's been doing a huge marathon on it as of late, but still. Yeah, Kari, it's 8 okay. I was hoping to finish today, and I have at least the Flood, but I don't know anybody that has a Priory and an Aura. Those are the last 3 that I need for the achievement. Havoc DH just comes out as normal to me. Played FES. Oh, FS. Ah, I see. I don't know. I really wanted to play Druid this time around just to have something different. Oh, forgot. Can't insta-log out over here. I gotta go over here for that. It's fine. I have to be over here for raid regardless, and my buffs are kind of just ticking down. Not that I think it really matters, but like my Druid, I still love to death. For Feral. It's just so, and I don't know, it's just so good this season. It's so nice to occasionally play it. I haven't played it as of late because I've been focusing only on my Demon Hunter because I'll go crazy if I only play... If I do 20 dungeons, because I had 8 characters at the start of this, okay? So I was slowly gonna whittle them down until I get to my favorites. Oh hey, I logged in on purple, sweet. I like the Dream Grove. I was over here for some reason, but I don't remember what it was. I think it was to go get the last one of those. The start of a tune you made was Druid back in End of Wrath. Ah, I see. My first tune was a Hunter in Kata. I was like, what expansion am I on? The answer is yes. All the damage from our last raid because I took it on Sunday. But you can see this has Elf UI as well, which is why the buttons look a little different. It's just I don't feel like fixing my keybinds because I'd have to re-keybind everything to get it to go. I think it's hilarious that we're still referred to babies from Wrath as Kata. It's so funny. Well, yes, because it's like vanilla BC. There's a lot of players that'll do that. Still. Oh, I'm not on a horde character. Turn around. Last druid I was on was Shift, and Shift is horde. I have multiple druids, yes. I'm sorry. Who doesn't have 6 druids in their back pocket? For no particular reason. Don't you worry about it. Don't you worry about it. I wanted to hit something, but I have to go to Dornigal for that. To show you the difference for that. Ba-da-bum. Am I in single target? I don't even know. I am in single target. Which is fine. Doesn't matter for this demonstration. And they're all shapeshifted into squirrels. That would be priceless. Absolutely. I would love a druid form for that. Isn't there a thing for that where you can, what do you call it? You can shapeshift into other woodland creatures or get them to follow you at least. Wouldn't that be great? And druid form doesn't work for Demencius, so it's the only reason I don't have that keybound. Because Demencius requires you ride an actual mount. Who would have guessed? You do not know how many times that has actually killed somebody. Does nothing exist out here to whack? No, there we go. Hello! I haven't played my druid in a good century. Come here! I just play it for funsies at this point. I don't really take it to anything super important. I like whacking things in the head. I'm also in single target spec, which makes this a little more difficult. I still have the Chitin quest. Oh, you can use flight form now? Do I trust that? Do I trust Blizzard not effing that up? Probably not. I like my moose mount anyway. Because I think there was a hotfix, yes? We all know that there was probably a hotfix for that. I know. But I leveled my druid and got it to like the maximum level. I haven't been getting it myth gear at this point, but like it is as high as it goes. And I'm sad that I don't get to play it. That's why I run with Akari's group on the weekend. Hey, I'm just here to have a good time, okay? I just like hitting things. But since Legion Remix is coming up, Akari, I will probably not have time to do that and this, if that makes sense. So I probably won't be able to join on Sundays anymore. Because I'm going to be playing Legion Remix. And I can't do that and do 2 Mythic Knights at the same time, if that makes sense. 2-man mounts, you get the Drake and Kata, transforms you. Oh yeah! Okay, they can still ride you in flight form. And I do have, what do you call it? What do you call the Obsidian Nightwing? It's probably my favorite 2-person, but you can also do the Stone Drake or something of that variety as well. Because I think there's still a druid form that you can duel. But somebody can ride you! It was such a fun, interesting new thing. Dun-dun-dun. I love the glyph of change everything. It's so good! Would I want to use it for the new druid race, though? Would I? I don't know. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. Oh, I just procced like 15 times a row. Hurrah! I like changing my form every time. Like, look, I'm normal, so I guess I would get normal eventually, but I'd lose this form because I wouldn't be Worgen anymore. And maybe I should just make another druid. We can have one of every flavor. Oh man, that's always the downside. Like, I don't want to pay for it either. Because I think it costs money to race change, no? And they're probably not going to let that be free for the first week, no? Probably not. Ooh, I love this one. I love the stripes. The stripes is always fun. But it's so exciting. Being like transforming and being like, which form am I gonna get? From 1 to max anymore? It depends on how you do it. If you go... I'm assuming Legion Remix will be the fastest way to level something, but the problem is they're not going to be available till midnight for the new type of druid. So you would have to unlock them first, and then you would have to level from scratch there, which who knows what the leveling's going to look like there, because now you can level a character pretty much in 3 hours. So that's the only thing that's like, I'm not sure how fast it would be for that one in particular. Because of course they're gonna probably squish some things with the stat squish, and it's probably gonna be probably, you know, the normal standard time of you doing like 12 hours or so. Oops. I don't know why that happens sometimes, but that's what killed me in the one dungeon, because for some reason it transformed me out of it. But in Legion Remix, they said, if Legion Remix is anything like Mop Remix, you'll be able to level super duper fast there, which the thing about that is, still you would have to race change. But you can level any class you want to really fast, and then you could just convert it immediately. There's no wait time to convert. It's just, obviously you wouldn't be able to do certain things in Legion Remix anymore, which is super nice. So if you wanted to level something on Legion Remix instead of doing the standard leveling, which I'm probably going to do for one of my clothies so I can finally learn all the cloth stuff that I have, probably my Warlock. I just really wish they would have added a rebirth feature. I still think that would be a really good idea for them. Like Diablo has, where you can just go in, say, hey, I want to remix this character, basically. And then you don't have to waste your slots. Because they're only giving 5 slots. 5 new slots. And I have characters that I'd love to play again, but I don't remember, or I want to level them again, which would be really cool, and it would just be overall a great idea, so that way you don't have to gift character slots every single time you want to do this anyway. But that's just personal preference. I wonder how long it took for Diablo to deal with that, to be honest. Because it took Diablo quite a while, I think. Wow. I am farming chittens, if that's what you're asking. Like, what are you with killing these things? So they drop these chittens, and I still have this quest from, like, ages ago. So I'm kind of just running around murdering things. I don't even know if the baby ones drop it. Not gonna lie. And I really wish you could get it from skinning. That would have been nice. Nice feature. Because how long did it take for the first round? We had friends that time, so I have no idea. Because this is just passively. I've gotten like 600. I've not done much with the spiders since the raid, though. So that's probably why. But not a lot of people seem to be doing the quests anymore. You get one from every single... Because you used to just do the dungeon like multiple times. And that would get you done real fast. I don't know. I like it. They are making positive changes, but we'll just have to see how alpha and beta goes. Because obviously they have a lot of class changes. And I'd show you guys the list, but it is so darn long that we'd be here for another 3 hours. And I don't have that kind of time before raid to look at every single individual change. And they're also doing the stat squish, which probably messes with a bunch of number percents and things. So that probably also makes a lot of sense that they would do that. Oh, Fire Kitty. I don't know why, but if I feel like doing Eco again, I will do it on this character instead. I haven't done an Eco. I haven't gotten my fix. I'm sorry, the pugs ruined me on Tuesday, just because I don't know why. I don't know what. We had 2 good groups and 2 bad ones. Still timed them all, but I don't know how in the world we timed that last one. We had plenty of time. We had 5 minutes left. I have no idea. Brrr. And not having vigor is gonna be nice as well. Oh hey, I got the shiny cat. Shiny. I'm so shiny. I wish if I could choose one for base so I can always turn it back into that one if I so choose, but I guess that is the glyph of chameleon for you. Makes a lot of sense that I would change always. But yeah, I don't really use my monk much anymore, so I've just kind of put my shaman here, and my shaman's my only horde character that's up here. And then this was a Blood Elf Demon Hunter that I had done from Mop Remix. And then, where's my Pally? My Pally was the last thing I actually leveled. Oh, you're 40. I thought you were 60. But yeah, this was the only other Paladin I had. Blood Elf Paladin, because we were talking about that earlier. I want at least one Pally, or one Blood Elf specific. Just to see if there's any, like, lore. And this was for Legacy. That's why I have, like, so many Paladins. Shush! I have a lot of characters of the same variety. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 druids. 7. 8, counting Tack, because Tack is my main druid. It's up top. They're a wide variety, yes. All my Clothies are down at the bottom where they belong. Like, I don't like leveling Clothies. Clothies just die too fast for that. But it would be cool if I could rebirth Pyro, and I didn't have to make another Warlock to leave Pyro to die. Like, Pyro's just gonna sit here and do nothing for the rest of her life if I go make another Warlock to level on Remix. So I would love to finish leveling her, but, you know. Add the feature, Blizzard. If you added it, I mean, they have the technology. We know this. This one has a lot of pets for some reason. I think it's because all you get are pets when you do delving. Which I really wish they would add better mounts for delving. I don't like the mount that they added for that, personally. But since we were talking about it, going through it, I miss my monk as well. This was my first monk here. That I made this one for Remix. And this one was for recently the last challenge, which is why it's 80. But it would be cool to just hit rebirth, go into the thing. I really should have named this one something else, but I didn't realize you were going to get to keep remix characters till after this character, so I had to name it with 2 U's because this character already existed. Which is just still funny to me. But either way, I know it's a smaller stream, but I do have to go make dinner. It's only 10 minutes till 5, and I normally stop streaming at 5. But all the videos for the VOD channel are uploaded for stuff and things. Thanks, Zig. Zig, did you lose your streak? Out of curiosity, did you actually lose your streak? So I'm so sorry if you did, because I did stream yesterday. And of course, we're playing Digimon Time Stranger tomorrow, which, hopefully it comes early and we can just go fast. You're up to 2 now. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I had to leave like ASAP for 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock's kind of a hard cutoff because I got to go pick up my little one. And then I got to go make dinner for today. But thank you guys for hanging out and listening to me yap, watching the stuff with me. It's the first time I've ever done something like that. So maybe we'll do more reaction type stuff. I don't know. It's fun to watch with you guys for like state of play and stuff would be really fun. But it's hard for me to do that during the middle of the day. If that makes sense. And I do raid. Like, I literally raid Mythic. Which, I'm a casual raider, okay? I'm a casual. I'm a filthy casual raider with 4 Mythic kills. But yeah, I hope Alpha and Beta is good. And then we'll just go from there. And see how it goes. Are we good with that, chat? Are we good with that? I'll see you guys for Time Stranger. Yes? I'll send you to Nian, because Nian just started streaming. So go say hi to them. And I will see you guys tomorrow for a lot of Digimon. Most likely. Yes, I am absolutely going to play like 200 hours. I'm so sorry, not sorry. I love it, I'm sorry. What can I say? But have a good night, you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you. Bye-bye!